Harrison Hurst. Now in their second bowl appearance under head coach Ray Goff, the Bulldogs continue to feed off their rich gridiron tradition. Standing in their way this afternoon are the Arkansas Razorbacks, and for them, 91 has been a season of forced adjustments. But they may have finally hit stride with the emergence of their third starting quarterback, Wade Hill, with the aid of running back E.D. Jackson. Coach Jack Crow reclaimed lost pride after a disappointing season last year, and he realizes that a win today would be a major step in his rebuilding campaign. Welcome, everyone, to Shreveport, Louisiana, situated on the west bank of the Red River, where today a near-capacity crowd at Independence Stadium will witness the 16th edition of the Poulin Weed Eater Independence Bowl. Today's game featuring the Georgia Bulldogs and the Arkansas Razorbacks. The weather for today's game, a very cool and crisp 51 degrees for the Poulin Weed Eater Independence Bowl. But Santa Claus, please, where has the sun gone? Season's greetings, everybody. I'm Mark Jones. Working with me this afternoon is Tim Brandt. And you know, Tim, when you start looking at these two teams, man, oh man, last year at this time, both of them were at home watching bowl games on television.
Two teams on the rise, Mark, there is no question about it. Now, these schools have great traditions. They've been to the top before, and these coaches are now trying to bring them back. Ray Goff, you look at the three great recruiting years he's had, and of course, youth was his burden early on, but now it's starting to pay dividends for him. They were 4-7 last year. Then this year he comes on, he wins his first 4 games, and they finish very, very strongly. On the other side, you've got Jack Crow of Arkansas. Now, he came in last year, lost his first 7 Southwest Conference games in his debut. Comes back this year, he wins his first 4. They finish 6-5, so they too are on the rise. Two good young coaches, and I think the teams are coming on.
Now, this game today takes on added significance when you look ahead to the schedule next year as Arkansas moves into the SEC.
Well, athletic director Frank Broyle is an old friend of mine, an old colleague here at ABC Sports. He's a visionary, and he's looking ahead to the future. I think he saw that in the Southeast Conference. You know, Arkansas has been a part of the Southwest Conference for about 75 years. There is a great tradition.
Shreveport, Louisiana. And right now, let's go downstairs for the singing of our national anthem by Anita Whitaker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets cried glad, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
She is strong. Oh, wonderful rendition of the national anthem by Anita Whitaker. You know, Arkansas comes into the ballgame with a record of 6-5 overall, but Tim, they come in on a bit of a down note, having lost
3 of their last 4 games.
I don't think there's any question about that. As you look at their schedule, Mississippi, but then beat TCU and Houston, it looked like the schedule was starting to fall into their place against Texas, and then fell to Baylor, and then, as you said, went in that skid. And I think that has really taken away from the young kids. I think mentally they suffered a little bit. So Jack Crow's had to battle that mentally. He gave them Christmas off, and the day before Christmas, let them relax a little bit, come back, and now I think he's given them confidence again.
Their schedule doesn't get any easier next year, having going into the SEC. But Georgia, on the other hand,
as young freshmen. But if you look at this, they too got out of the blocks quickly. They won 5 of their first 6, and then they lost to Vanderbilt. I think they were shocked by that. They should have won that ball game. They were rocked by Florida, but as you know, Florida's playing as well as anybody in the country.
well, the Georgia Bulldogs are led by head coach Ray Goff. Now, Tim, when you begin to assess the pluses and the minuses of this Georgia Bulldog football team, one of the big pluses at quarterback, a very special freshman.
Start right there with the young guy. He's still a teenager. Now, this will be Eric Zier's 7th start. When he started, he was 18 years old. I think most guys that age, in front of 80,000 people, a national television audience, they don't know if the football is pumped or stuffed. But this guy's mature beyond his years. He's got a strong arm, quick mind, makes very few bad decisions. He was the National Player of the Year in the United States last year in high school. I think he's going to achieve that in college before long.
Some kind of talent. The Arkansas Razorbacks, on the other hand, at quarterback, their situation not quite as stable as Georgia's.
Oh, I tell you what, though, this is a great story. This is a Walter Mitty type story. This kid didn't even know he was going to play this year. We're talking about Wade Hill. He's a young guy. They got 3 or 4 quarterbacks banged up. He was 15 when this year began. He played for the smallest classification of high school in Arkansas. They were 1-9. He comes here. He plays in the school band, and today he gets a start.
He threw away the trombone and has traded in the trombone for a football. You know, head coach Jack Crow said that his quarterback Wade Hill has gone from "Hey you" to "You're the man now." Well, we have someone else to introduce to you right now, a third member of our broadcast crew, Cheryl Miller. Cheryl, what do you got for us? Kick it off for the Georgia Bulldogs. And back deep, Freddie Bradley, Ron Dickerson Jr., and Tony Jeffrey for the Razorbacks. Todd Peterson was the place kicker until the 3rd game of the season for Georgia. Then they made the switch to Cannon Parkman. The opening kick. And this is Dickerson. He appeared to touch the ball, but he didn't, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. So Arkansas will start things off on their own 20-yard line. And here's the quarterback we talked about in the opening, Wade Hill. He was the first walk-on to start at Arkansas since 1976. He has since been put on scholarship. That was after the Tech game. Ron Dickerson Jr., the son of Ron Dickerson, the Clemson defensive coordinator. He is their leading receiver. And a look at the offensive line. Mark Henry, the only senior up front with significant playing experience.
He's an NFL-type guy. The scouts really like him, and they have to get the ball to Dickerson. He's dangerous after he catches the ball.
Dickerson in motion. Jackson hands it off to Tracy Caldwell on the reverse. And Caldwell is brought down by Chuck Carswell, who stayed home and made the stop, a loss of 3 yards on the play. So Jack Crow with a little gadgetry here on the first play, Tim.
Well, he's just trying to get everybody's attention and loosen things up, but you can see everybody stands at home. There's number 95, Mabe, gets taken out by Hill, but Carswell does come up. Carswell's a guy who sat out last year with a broken neck. When he came back, he's had a big year, and he's been the mainstay in that secondary. Great run support guy, and we saw it there.
Jackson and Price, the backside of the eye. The toss is to Jackson. And E.D. Jackson, maybe with a gain of 1 yard up to the 18. Stopped there by John Allen and Casey Barnum. Look at the defensive line. Georgia playing a 3-4. Willie Jennings, the nose man. Dwayne Simmons, one of the 4 linebackers. He was the leading tackler on the squad. And in the secondary, Chuck Carswell, guy Tim just mentioned, one of the guys with big play capability in the secondary.
You mentioned it, Arkansas lost 3 of its final 4 games, and mentally that hurt them. And I think Jack Crow's tried to build confidence early here with high percentage plays.
3rd and 12. The handoff goes to Jackson. And he will be far short of a first down at the 24-yard line.
Well, you don't get much more basic than that. He did start with a reverse, but then came 3 straight plays in the very first series. Here's the offensive line trying to fire out. You got Davis, Oliver. Now, the offensive line is very thin. Tommy Jones had a scope done. He's out. Davis and Strashinsky, they're the only guys with Brooks as their backup. So we'll keep an eye on that offensive line right now.
Pete Rather will punt it away to Chuck Carswell, who sets up on his own 31-yard line. And this is a nice kick. Carswell fields it on the 33. And he is swarmed at the 38-yard line. Return of 6 yards, 44 yards on the punt. Georgia with its first offensive possession when we come back. They call him precocious, mature, cool, all this at just 19 years old.
He's the real deal.
Now look at the backs and the receivers. Andre Hastings with a school record 48 receptions this season. He is Zaire's favorite target. Is to Strong over the left side. He's got a gain of about 2.5, 3 yards. And now a look at the offensive line for the Georgia Bulldogs. Jack Swan is filling in for Russell DeFore. DeFore, as we mentioned earlier, expected and received the birth of his second child just early this morning.
Boy, I'll tell you, Arkansas came up with a great lick in the first play. They're setting the tone early with that play defensively.
It is 2nd down and 8. Zaire to pass. Picks the tight end, Shannon Mitchell. And he's brought down at the 43-yard line by Mick Thomas. That's a name that you'll be hearing a lot of this afternoon. Mick Thomas, one of the linebackers for this Arkansas team.
He's the leading tackler, Mick Thomas is. Last year, he led the conference in tackles despite an injured shoulder. He's had surgery on both shoulders. He's everything you look for in an athlete on and off the field. But while he threw underneath, Zaire did, he had a man open deep right down the middle of the field.
And in the secondary, Michael James, 5 interceptions this season. It's 3rd down and 6. Hand off to Garrison Hurst. And he'll be stopped short of a first down. It'll be 4th and about 2. Owen Kelly making the tackle for Arkansas. Kelly, 5 foot 10 inches, 252 pounds. And it's 3 and out for Georgia. So both offenses failed to get anything going here on their first respective series. Stuart Saucy into punt. Back deep, Michael James. He's already returned one for a touchdown this season. Saucy gets a good bounce. It's fielded at the 10-yard line, and nothing on that return. So Georgia pins Arkansas deep. A 42-yard punt, -1 on the return.
Hottest club in the National Football League going into the playoffs. The Dallas Cowboys jump up on Chicago 17-6 now in the 3rd quarter. It was 10-3 at the half, Dallas.
I wonder if Chicago is going to rebound from that beating they took on Monday night.
Well, a big loss like that, especially on the road, is tough to come back from, especially when Harbaugh's had the flu all week. He's weakened.
You'd think that maybe Coach Mike Ditka would use that as motivation to get the spark back, but
obviously, you know, Atlanta's going to play Washington next week, but the Redskins won at Dallas since it was the Cowboys that gave them that first loss.
1st and 10 on the 8-yard line. The handoff is to Kerwin Price, the upback. He gains about 4 yards on the play. Tackled by John Allen and Mitch Davis.
You know, the 2 middle linebackers for Georgia, Allen and Simmons, they've combined 330 tackles over the last 2 years. Look at this play right here. Here's Allen and Simmons. Both of them are in on the play. Just fight off the blockers, skate to the ball, inside out. Low gravity, good leverage.
Simmons an all-SEC performer. 2nd down and 6. Dickerson in motion. The toss to E.D. Jackson. And Jackson is corralled at the 15, but there's a flag on the play. Jackson was Arkansas's leading rusher. The ED is for Edward Donald. But his teammates tell me ED stands for extremely dangerous. And this will be a holding call against Arkansas. Jack Crow doesn't like it. This officiating crew is
Watch number 42, Dwayne Simmons. Very instinctive, aggressive linebacker. 100 tackles last year. Doesn't overrun the play. Does get to the outside a little bit too far. But he gets to the ball quickly. There are no false steps, no hesitations. Outstanding linebacker.
This sets up 2nd down and 12. Bryson Jackson in the backfield. The handoff is to Jackson. He hammers forward for about 2 yards. John Allen in on that tackle. The team Arkansas has had a tough time scoring points early in ball games. It's important that they get off to a decent start today.
Yeah, you make a good point. Arkansas has not been a first quarter ball club all year. The Hogs have been outscored 71-24 in the first quarter. But I think right now, I know what he's trying to do, trying to stay very basic, not let Wade Hill, the young sophomore quarterback, get into trouble. I mean, it is a Walter Mitty type story. But let the kid go. You know, let's let him throw a little bit, open him up. It's a bowl game, have some fun.
It's 3rd down and 9. 2 tight ends in for Arkansas.
There you go.
And Hill is brought down. Surprisingly, no flag on the play. It appeared to be intentional grounding. Mitch Davis had him wrapped up.
Hey, open him up, but don't just open the door and let everybody come through and lookout blocks. No flags. Everybody was looking for a flag for Mitch Davis. Watch number 58 come clean. Nobody even gets a hand on him. Look on him, and the outside just runs around the block, and he's right on top of Wade Hill before Hill can do anything. There's the receiver right there he was looking at, Lindy Lindsay, number 88. No flags. They wanted intentional ground. He didn't get it.
Prather in for his 2nd punt of the ball game. Carswell back deep, standing on his own 49.
Wow.
Nice high kick that's fielded at the 46. And Carswell crosses midfield down to the 49-yard line. A 45-yard punt. 6 yards on the return. Still zeros on the scoreboard. Stay with us. Start off with the ball on Arkansas's 48-yard line. 0-0 with 8:45 remaining in the first quarter.
That is productivity. I mean, they are really improved.
390 yards of offense per outing for this Georgia team. Zier with the toss to Garrison Hurst. Hurst sidestepping his way down to the 42-yard line where Curtis Banks wraps him up. A gain of 7 yards. Garrison Hurst, the leading rusher on this Georgia team, 968 yards.
Watch Mick Thomas. He's the leading tackler. He's the guy in the middle we were talking about earlier, but this time he gets taken out. Good line blocking there. You see Tellis got to his feet, and he never did recover. Tellis is the right guard, Lamont Tellis, 260-pounder.
2nd down and 3. And up to Hurst again. This time he slips and falls down. And a fumble.
No, he was down, Mark.
That he was down.
No question about it. You know, Hurst is just now starting to get into the groove. He missed a lot of practice time early because he was working on his academics. Then he had to play catch-up, trying to learn Wayne McDuffie's new offense. And he really struggled early on, but he's just now starting to get into the groove, starting to come back. He was the #1 prospect, preseason All-SEC, parade All-American.
Larry Ware started the first 4 games of the season, then Hurst caught up to speed and started the last 7. It's 3rd down and 5. Out of the shotgun. The shovel pass to Hurst. He's got a 1st down and much more. Garrison Hurst down to the 17-yard line before being brought down by Kirk Collins by a 24-yard pickup and a 1st down.
This is the safest play in football, and it is also the best play against a defense which is coming very aggressively. If he drops it, it's an incomplete pass, but he just gets to Hurst. Everything opens up for him, gets into the secondary, and takes it right down the seam inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Great play, great execution, excellent call. Arkansas had been over pursuing.
1st and 10 from the 19. This is Max Strong, the fullback, and he looks strong. All the way down to the 7-yard line. Tyrone Chapman in on the tackle, but a little bit too late. An 11-yard pickup and another 1st down.
Boy, all of a sudden, it's like Georgia woke up. It was Arkansas that was setting the tone with some great hits and excellent pursuit. Now, all of a sudden, Georgia's coming out of the blocks.
back is strong. And he takes the handoff again. This time he stopped up. He was ruled down. And his forward progress takes him to the 8-yard line.
Well, Gene Wirtz, the referee, was standing back there, marked the spot, was looking to say, all right, is it a fumble or is it not? And he looked back and he saw the side judge had already ruled it down, blown the whistle. So there he is. There's Wirtz saying, all right, let's go. It's still down inside the 10, and it's Georgia's football.
2nd down and 8. Strong and Hurst, the backs are split behind Zion. Hastings out to the right side. He looks to Hurst. He's caught, slips off a tackle, and is met on the sidelines by Michael James.
Now there is an instance where Michael James, the right cornerback, read the play immediately, came up and made a good hit, no gain, didn't wrap his arms, fell off, let him turn and pick up another 3 or 4 yards before the pursuit got caught. Watch this now. Just a 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3, bang. Get it out to your back. Here's Hurst. Here comes James, reads it, doesn't wrap his arms, falls off. Hurst picks up a couple more yards out of this before James can get back to take him down.
3rd and goal for Georgia. Hastings in motion. He hasn't caught a pass yet today. And Zion looks into the end zone, complete to Archer Marshall.
Illegal
Touchdown.
play. Illegal play. No flags, but it was an illegal play. It was a pick play. It was worked to perfection, and nobody called it.
Arthur Marshall with his 2nd touchdown of the season, and the Georgia Bulldogs taking a 6-0 lead. Great execution.
Watch Hastings, #1. Watch the pick, left. Well, you don't see it, it's afterwards, but Hastings went right in and picked the defender.
Peterson knocks through the extra point, and it's 7-0 as Georgia goes 48 yards on 7 plays.
Boy, Marshall and Hastings ran that play to perfection. Marshall just ran right toward Hastings. Hastings stood there like a pick in basketball, rubbed off the defender. Marshall went into the end zone by himself and made the catch.
Marshall is the 2nd leading receiver on this team. Caught 39 passes for 524 yards during the regular season. Ray Goff has to be happy about the start for his team.
You know, Ray Goff brought in Wayne McDuffie to be the offensive coordinator. McDuffie says the offense now is a little bit like Florida State, combination of Miami, maybe the old Georgia I, Louisiana Tech, the Atlanta Falcons. It's a conglomerate of all of those. They call it a mutt attack. McDuffie took a little bit from everywhere he's been. He was the offensive line coach at Florida State with the Falcons, and what he does is he brings togetherness, but it's a wide open attack. Remember the old Georgia I? I mean, I can remember years where they just didn't even throw the ball maybe 80 times in a season.
Herschel.
Now they've thrown the ball tons of times. 355 passes this year alone.
Peterson will kick it off. Back deep, Bradley, Dickerson, and Jeffrey.
Cover dog.
This is Dickerson, and he'll take the touchback. A lot of speed in Ron Dickerson Jr. Runs a 4.35 40. That is flat out fast.
His dad, as you mentioned, is an assistant coach at Clemson, and he is being talked about a great deal as a candidate for the University of Maryland's head coaching job. Along with Wayne Duffner of Holy Cross, Jimmy Laycock of William & Mary, those are the main candidates. They'd like to get perhaps Dennis Green of Stanford, but I don't think Maryland right now can afford them.
Not a good time to be a head coach, whether it be in the NFL or college right now. 5:40 remaining in the first quarter. Arkansas with the ball. Jeffrey and Price in the backfield. They're in the eye. Wade Hill back to pass. Looking over the middle. Tracy Caldwell was the intended receiver, but he fell down at the 50.
No flags. They called it incidental contact. The defender has every bit as much right to that football as does the offensive guy, and if he's looking back for it, he can run right to the football, and when they collided, no flag.
That was Chuck Carswell, one of the real motivators in that secondary.
Play action. Hill sets it up nicely. It's the option package. Then he throws down deep to Caldwell. There's the contact, but you can see everybody's looking back for the ball, including Wynn, number 22, so there was no flag. Caldwell, of course, great cover guy.
2nd and 10. The toss is to Jeffrey. Jeffrey fights through one tackle, makes it across the 25, close to the 26-yard line, where Carlo Butler makes the stop. Butler is filling in for Greg Jackson, who was one of 2 players suspended from this game for academic reasons. Butler started 8 games during the regular season.
He's a very versatile guy. He's played 4 or 5 different positions: safety, right corner, left corner. He's played outside linebacker, even played a little offense.
3rd down and 4. Hill to pass. Complete for the 1st down on the near sideline to the tight end, Lindy Lindsay. And that's Arkansas's first down of the ball game.
That's only Lindsay's 8th catch of the year.
Mark Jones and Tim Brent here at Shreveport, Louisiana. The Poland Weed Eater Independence Bowl, and Georgia leads it 7-0.
Cold in Shreveport today.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the sun to come out. 2 tight ends now in for Arkansas, Botkin and Lindsay. The toss goes to Jeffrey, and he almost fumbles it. Jeffrey corralled at the 33-yard line. Can't wait till New Year's Day. ABC Sports, the bowl excitement continues with the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. The national title hopes are on the line as the undefeated Washington Huskies take on number 4 Michigan, with Heisman Trophy winner Desmond Howard in the lineup. Don't miss the best matchup on New Year's Day, 4:45 Eastern Time, 1:45 Pacific. And Steve Empton has the flu for Washington. That's going to make things interesting. Hill to pass. Incomplete, intended for Ron Dickerson. You know, Coach Jack Crow said that he has got to get the ball to the wide receivers. Chuck Carswell was the defender on that play.
Well, that's because the wide receivers are the most talented guys on his offense right now. But there's confusion here. You see Dickerson is in the exact same place where Kirk Botkin, number 89, the tight end, were. You can't have 2 guys right there. Just a mix-up in the play.
Georgia brings in its nickel package now. Al Jackson is the nickel back. 3rd and 8. Intercepted by Ralph Thompson. And Georgia will have great field position. A 16-yard return after the interception. They catch a huge break here, Tim.
2 deep, 5 under zone. Watch this. That linebacker gets a hand on it, just tips it up. Then Thompson comes over very alertly. But the play was actually made by Allen, who got a hand on it. Then Thompson just came over and made the catch. He's an all-conference guy. Thompson is track guy. He's a good one, too.
The handoff is to Larry Ware, and he is whacked back at the 28-yard line by Mick Thomas. Mick Thomas, an all-Southwest Conference academic team member, a loss of 3 on that play. Thomas, a junior college transfer from Bakersfield, California. This is his 3rd bowl start.
You know, the depth and heart and soul of this Arkansas team, and on the defense, has been the experienced linebackers led by Thomas.
2nd and 13. Hastings to the bottom of your screen. Sire looks for Hastings to the end zone. Touchdown, Hastings. Air Georgia strikes again. A 27-yard touchdown pass.
Hastings has had another great year. Last year was the SEC Freshman of the Year, but watch this. Orlando Waters, 33, is right there, goes up for the interception, and Hastings, great concentration, pulls it down and keeps his foot in. Only need 1 foot in college. He may have gotten both of them, but a great play, big-time play by Hastings.
Andre Hastings, only a sophomore, so the future looking bright for Georgia. We'll be back. It's 14-0 for the Bulldogs.
Night and day, you are the one.
Well, what a throw, too. Eric Zier now 5 for 5, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's just a freshman. National High School Player of the Year. All right, he puts the ball right where it has to be, and then watch Hastings go up above Waters and make the catch. It does not get any prettier than that.
SEC beware, going to be seeing a lot of that combination in the future.
Well, that's right. Zier's just a 19-year-old freshman. Hastings just a sophomore.
Peterson kicks it off, and this will be Dickerson. He gets to return this one. Dickerson almost falls at the 20 and returns it out to the 26-yard line.
Arkansas is not a great catch-up team. And so it is paramount that the Hogs get rolling here. They could be in a world of trouble.
You know, we talked about how slow Arkansas was in the first quarter offensively. Georgia, on the other hand, has outscored their opponents 75-32 in the first quarter. As we look at Eric Zier's statistics compared to those of Wade Hill. 5 for 5, 60 yards. 1st and 10 now. Dickerson in motion. The toss is to Jeffrey. A flag down on the play, and a fumble too.
We got it.
Gonna have to sort this one out. No call as of yet.
No, but there is a flag down. There's a penalty.
What's the flag? He's outside. Outside on defense.
And this one goes against Georgia.
Wonder if they lined up in the neutral zone. And the ball popped loose in the pile. Looked like Jennings and Simmons were there. They were the 2 guys. That doesn't make Goff happy. He wanted the turnover.
Greg Goff in his 3rd year, record of 18-16. But he really turned it around this season, going 8-3. He's had a good time here in Shreveport, too.
He's had a good time coaching University of Georgia. Here's a guy that played at Georgia, married his college sweetheart. She was a cheerleader. He finished 7th in the Heisman Trophy balloting, was on the staff of Vince Dooley for 8 years, and then replaced him.
Jack Crow, 9-13. It's 1st down and 5 now for the Razorbacks. 2 tight ends in, Botkin and Lindsey. Jackson is the lone setback. Hill has this pass dropped at the 40-yard line by Lee Keith. Well, we knew it was going to be tough scoring against this Georgia defense, and we asked Jack Crow about it.
And I think what we have to do is either come up with some big plays, and I'm not going to give you an answer, give you some choices. We either come up with a big play and get it in there from way out, or we have to have a very consistent, hard-nosed running game to get it in. And we're going to have a plan for both of them, and then we're just going to be a feel for us when we get to the ball game as to whether we're going to try to big play ourselves our way in there or whether we're going to try to punch it in there. A lot of it has to do with the matchups and where we feel our matchup strengths are in the
Well, so far, the matchups have not looked too good. They trail 14-0. And they've been going with mostly a steady diet of running, Tim. And how long before Georgia starts to cheat up against that run?
Well, I think the way Georgia's playing right now is extremely strong, smart. I mean, they're playing a guy deep. They're cocking their safeties on the hash marks, playing too deep. So you're not going to go long on them, and they're already loaded up for the run.
On the option, Freddie Bradley. And I don't think he made the first down. David Hargett came up and made the tackle.
He'll be at least 2 yards shy.
And Arkansas will be forced to punt again. Pete Rather into punt. Rather was a 3rd-team All-American this season, averaging 43.6 over this season.
He averaged 40 yards a punt as a freshman.
Back deep, Chuck Carswell for Georgia. It's a low line drive kick, definitely returnable. Carswell bobbles it. Finally gets a handle on it at the 28-yard line. Barry Kennedy is there to pounce on it. It was a 40-yard punt, nothing on the return.
You know, in all fairness to Jack Crow and his offense, quarterback coach Charlie Weatherby left to become the head coach at Utah State, so Jack Crow has been coaching the quarterback since Weatherby left. And that was Crow's job in 1989, but he's had double duty, and I think it's taken maybe something away.
We've got 1:04 to play in the first quarter. Harvey and Ware are in the backfield for Georgia. Zire to pass. He hits Harvey out of the backfield. And Harvey is out near that first down marker.
He's got the first down, and how about Zire? He's now 6 for 6.
Waters and Banks making the tackle.
Boy, what a recruit. He was recruited by everybody. He got serious with Florida State, Alabama, Notre Dame, and then decided on Georgia. Passed for 2,500 yards last year in high school, 28 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions.
First down and 10. Handoff to Harvey. Over the 40 out to the 42-yard line. Talked about Zire. Had a personal best of 19 for 23 for 302 yards.
Yeah, they're the passing records, and of course Zire set the school record this year, as you mentioned, well over 1,900 yards. You know, we talked about his maturity, him being more mature than his years. I think part of that's because his dad was a major in the Army. He's traveled all over the world, played a couple of years of high school in Europe, and he's been in 4 states.
And Larry Ware is stopped cold at the 40.
Boy, look at old Alec Millen getting into it a little bit. The right tackle for Georgia. He is a scrapper.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. Georgia leads Arkansas 14-0. Nothing. Eric Zire, the story so far in this ball game, and Cheryl Miller is standing by with his father. Cheryl?
Thanks a lot, Mark. With me is a proud father, Rick Zire, Eric Zire's father. And first of all, we were talking about how poised your son is. Is it that military upbringing?
I think that had a lot to do with it. He's moved all over. Every place he's had to move into, he's had to make new friends and adjust. And I think he's done that here at Georgia also.
Well, how quickly, are you surprised at how quickly he's adapted to the Georgia system?
No, I'm not surprised at all. I know a lot of people are. But he's done it every place he's been, and he works hard at it and listens to the coaches, so it doesn't surprise me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Zire completes another pass down to the 41-yard line to Kevin Maxwell. What a grab by Maxwell, going high.
7 for 7 for Zire, and his dad walks away. That's really Major Dad. He was a major in the U.S. Army. Very, very proud, should be. Just watch the way this guy operates. You would never think this is a teenager who was playing high school ball last year. Just big, strong, good arm. You know, and he doesn't just throw the ball up for grabs. He locates it. He puts it in spots, and he's very accurate.
First down, Bulldogs. Larry this time goes to Larry Ware. He's tripped up at the 43 by Ray Lee Johnson. A look at the first quarter statistics. Of course, the only statistic that matters is the scoreboard, but when you look at the total yards, 94 to 25.
Well, of course, that's Eric Zire. I mean, he's 7 for 7. And he's hit all those passing yards, 72 in the first quarter. But I think the biggest fact you don't see on that board right there is that Georgia has started its offensive drives on its own 49, Arkansas on its own 19. So that makes a big difference when the field's shorter.
Second down and 11. 2 wideouts to the bottom of your screen. Zire trying to make it 8 for 8. And, well, that's where the streak ends.
Oh, he got away with one there. That was a bad pass, and Waters, had he not slipped, would have had the interception.
He was trying to hit Arthur Marshall that time. But Marshall seemed to slip along with Waters.
See, he throws off balance, number 1. He's backing up from the pressure, and then I think he had a misread. His receiver went outside, he threw inside.
Georgia's 3 of 4 on third down conversions so far this afternoon. It's 3rd and 11. Zire on the shoulder pass to Harvey. Harvey bullying his way down to the 35, but that's going to be far short of a first down.
Did you see that heart on the jersey of Eric Zire? All the Georgia players wear it. That black heart is worn because the athletic department lost 4 or 5 members of the athletic department over the last year. People that have been long stays there, they passed away, and in their memory, everybody on the Georgia program wears that heart.
Class act and a class move by head coach Ray Goff and his staff.
I'll tell you something else Georgia has today. I don't know if you've noticed it, but they have brand new helmets. They've got black face masks and a black stripe over the top of the helmet that they haven't had before.
But they kept their famous silver breeches.
Oh, yeah. Ray Goff says you can't go to battle wearing somebody else's breeches.
Stuart Saucy into punt. Maybe try and hang this one up inside the 15. The whistle goes.
Too much time. They'll be penalized for delay of game.
Dead ball. Delay against the offense.
See, that doesn't hurt him there. It just gives him an extra 5 yards to pooch it. Try to get it down nestled inside the 20.
Saucy took over from Scott Armstrong, who underwent knee surgery earlier in the season. He's averaging 36.7 yards per punt. Arkansas refuses the penalty.
That's right. They didn't want to give him that extra 5 yards, that extra cushion.
You can't give him away, huh? It's so nice, they'll do it twice. Hangs it up. And James calls for the fair catch at the 10-yard line. 25-yard punt, nothing on the return. Look at the scoring summary so far. Air Georgia in effect. Arthur Marshall making it 7-0 on a touchdown pass from Eric Zeier, and Andre Hastings with a fantastic 27-yard reception from Zeier to make it 14-0.
Boy, that was a pretty catch, too. You don't want to analyze it. You just want to watch it, enjoy it.
Well, as has been the story so far this afternoon, Arkansas starting deep in its own territory. The handoff to Kerwin Price. Turns his way ahead for about 2 yards. And a flag thrown. Be a personal foul against somebody.
Unnecessary roughness. No question they've been jawing at each other since this game began. And it'll be against the Dogs, and I'm telling you something, nothing will make Ray Goff angrier than stupid penalties like that. Take a look at Mark Henry, the center. See what he does here on Willie Jennings. Just moves him right out, gets the leverage on that right shoulder, pushes him away, and they come right up behind him. Mark Henry's the only senior with experience on that offensive front, named all Southwest Conference by Associated Press.
First down and 10 for Arkansas.
Back up, guys.
Look at that. A broken play, it looked like, as Wade Hill has to take it himself. It's pushed out at the 30-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. Maurice Harrell with the tackle.
You know, we went down to do the Arkansas-Baylor game a month and a half or so ago, and they had gone through Preston and Gary Adams and Jason Allen and a lot of those quarterbacks. As you see the update here now, Chicago's closed the gap on the Cowboys. But I don't think Wade Hill had any expectations of playing. Jack Crow says when he pulled him off the back of the bench when he didn't have any quarterbacks left, he said he had mustard on his mouth, but back there eating a hot dog.
Oh, boy. It's 2nd and 7. Hill to pass. Oh, boy, that's the second pass that's been dropped by an Arkansas receiver.
That was thrown well, too. Ron Dickerson knows it. He's got to make that catch. He's the guy that usually does, but this one just hit off his chest plate and got away from him. Hill's now 1 for 7. 5 yards.
You can probably bet that Dickerson will be hearing from his father on that one if he's watching. Look at the passing yardage discrepancy.
Sure, it's lopsided. Thing about Ron Dickerson, he's the go-to guy. Hard-working, solid, usually a sound receiver. He's got to make catches if they're going to have any chance to come back.
It's 3rd and 7. Arkansas is 1 and 5 on 3rd down. Freddie Bradley out of the backfield. And he slips at the 35, short of a first down.
Boy, if he had just kept his feet, I know it's an if and a but he had gotten through all the tacklers and he slipped. Everything else was wide open.
12:08 remaining in the second quarter. As we have a man down on the field, Georgia leads Arkansas 14-0. Hastings and Zier with a pair of touchdown receptions as John Allen is assisted off the field. Allen, a 6'2", 240-pound senior from Lindale, Georgia. Second leading tackler on that defensive unit.
He has been injury-plagued throughout his entire career at Georgia.
Rather in to punt it away now.
Okay,
It's been a busy afternoon for him. It's fourth one. Chuck Carswell standing on his own 21.
Get an update on Allen, but he's had a severe knee problem.
Carswell's returned one for a touchdown already this season. This is a very good kick. Drives Carswell back to the 14. He has a bit of a wall and is forced out of bounds at the 33. A 52-yard punt, 16 yards on the return, and there's a flag down on the play. Willie Johnson forced Carswell out of bounds, or else he may have had a little more room up that sideline.
See if we don't get an illegal block here. Bring that thing back. Carswell's great return now will be brought back probably inside the 20.
we're going to go half the distance.
Official talking about half the distance now to the goal line.
See, illegal block. There was definite clip. And you know what? It wasn't even close. Watch this. Bottom left of your screen. Now here comes Carswell. He looks for the wall. First he's going to give it a little bit of ground, and he's going to come back, and there's the push from behind right there. Wasn't as flagrant when you look at it the second time, but he was pushed in the back.
11:50 remaining in the first half. Still 14-0. Moultrie, Georgia. Has a younger brother who plays baseball at Mercer University as well.
Georgia's worst field position of this game, worst starting field position.
First down and 10. Garrison Hurst forced out of bounds at the 16. Gain of close to 6 on the play. Cheryl Miller has something for us on John Allen. Cheryl?
Mark and Tim, John Allen is out for the remainder of the game. The doctor said that he injured his medial collateral ligament. They have it iced up, but he's out for the game.
All right, Cheryl, we talked about that knee. He's had a severe knee problem. He's been injury-plagued throughout his career, and that is bad news. He's certainly a quality player and one of their leading tacklers.
Second down, Zier to pass. And it's incomplete, intended for Andre Hastings. It was not a well-thrown ball.
Eric Zier, 6'2", 200-pound freshman, Marietta, Georgia, wears the number 10, the same number worn at Georgia by Fran Tarkenton and Ray Goff.
Third down and 7 to go.
I think that look on Allen's face was partly pain and a lot of frustration.
Out of the shotgun, this is Hastings, and he'll have a first down. Andre Hastings out to the 32, and you look at some of his explosiveness after he catches the ball. He is so dangerous after he makes that reception. But there's a flag down on the play. It was a gain of 16 yards. Kirk Collins made the tackle. Tack on some more yards on the face mask.
Hastings' second catch of the game, his 50th of the year, but he's most dangerous after the catch. He's got great speed, 4.4 speed, excellent balance, tried to cut back in and lost his footing. But again, we tell you, he was the SEC Freshman of the Year. He's had another great year, his 50th catch right there. Averages 14 yards a catch. And he is just a sophomore.
Set a school record with 48 receptions in the regular season. First and 10 at the 47. Two receivers out to the top. And he hits Hastings again. Hastings down to the 48-yard line. Michael James on his back to bring him down. A gain of 6 yards on that play. Well, New Year's Day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, ABC Sports presents a pageantry of color, magic, celebration, and excitement. It's the 103rd Tournament of Roses Parade. Then at 1:30 Eastern, it's off to the Sunshine State as California tackles Clemson in the Florida Citrus Bowl. Best way to kick off the new year right here on ABC Sports. Brent Musburger, Dick Vermeil, and Cheryl Miller will call that game for you. Backs in the eye on 2nd down and 5. The toss is to Hurst, cuts back. Hurst lucky to gain maybe 1 yard on that play. Henry Ford hitting like a Chevy truck on that tackle.
Henry Ford stood him up, but then Ty Mason came over and just dropped him. Great pursuit by the linebacker that came in and finished him off.
Henry Ford, the best pass rusher up front, but so far, Tim, it doesn't appear that Arkansas has gotten a lot of pressure on Zaire.
No, I think they're so worried about the passes. You know, the 2 safeties are the senior stabilizers, and they put them in the back. So Dallas now moves on. That's a final 17-13 over the Bears.
3rd and 5, Zaire. And there's some of the pressure from Arkansas. He's flushed out. And Zaire lowers his hat and gets a 1st down.
You believe that? Orlando Waters gets up, number 33, says, hey, that's a quarterback. I mean, he pancaked him. Watch the entire play, first of all. We talked about the decisions he makes. All right, now he sees the pressure's coming and nobody's open, so he tucks it away. But I want you to watch the strength of this guy. He's over 200 pounds, 6'2", comes in and sees Waters, and I mean, just drops him. Oh, my. I love that.
Zaire says, just because I'm a quarterback doesn't mean you're going to tee off on it.
Well, Waters is only 5'10", 168 pounds.
Touchdown, Georgia. Strong pushed out of bounds at the 28 by Michael James. Gain of 14 yards, and they move the sticks again. We talked about Arkansas being slow in the 1st quarter. The troubling fact is that Georgia is a better 2nd quarter team than they are 1st quarter team. Outscoring the opposition 114-81. 1st down and 10. Maxwell to the short side. This is Strong again. Strong brought down by Mick Thomas.
Mick Thomas is getting a workout. I'm telling you, he's in on every tackle. But right now, Georgia's just having their way with the Arkansas defense. They're running the ball effectively. They're running with authority. Zaire is throwing the ball effectively. Arkansas just has not been able to stop the Dogs.
Ooh, suey pig.
Hogs and dogs.
The ball on the 22, 2nd down and 3. Hastings out to the top of your screen. Zaire looking for Maxwell, and it's incomplete in the end zone. Michael James was with him stride for stride. Kevin Maxwell was slowed down early in the year, but his rebound to finish strongly.
Watch what happens to Zaire. You want to see why he rushes past, bang, just knock him down. That's Scott Long, number 8. He stayed with him a little bit after the whistle, too, I think.
I tell you, if you're looking to rattle this kid, I don't think it's going to happen.
I want to tell you something. Ray Goff has played 25 true freshmen over the last 2 years, and it is really starting to pay off. This is a young team. Only 4 seniors on the 2-deep roster offensively.
And a special group of seniors it is. We're going to take a break and come right back.
There's a place in Louisiana that's almost more European than American. They call it New Orleans. Louisiana, we're really cooking. Give us a call.
Contest with witty blowers and blowbacks. Clean up to the breeze. Glad.
Fine looking dog you got there, Jack.
Name's Poolan, after my trusty chainsaw.
That's Poland. Oh, and
Cold Dave from Shreveport. Did you know that Georgia's College of Journalism and Mass Communication grants the Peabody Awards, known as the Pulitzer Prize of Broadcast Journalism? Of course, I knew that, being a graduate of the University of Journalism at the University of Maryland.
Oh, there's a look at some of the hardware they'll be giving out. That is the Poland Weed Eater Independence Bowl Trophy. Eric Zier has given journalism students a lot to write about this year in Athens. 3rd and 3. A blitz by Mick Thomas. Zier throws incomplete for tight end Paul Etheridge.
And you know, he almost completed it. If you take a look back, this guy was running away, actually was looking the other way and threw back over his shoulder and almost completed the pass to Etheridge.
A lot of pressure that time coming from Thomas.
But watch how he throws this now. He feels the pressure right now. He almost throws this thing backwards. Look. And almost completed it.
Cannon Parkman now from 39 yards out.
Got the distance.
And it's good. Didn't make it by much, but it counts. Cannon Parkman goes 13 of 18 now on the year.
They're just out there having fun now. The dogs are rolling, and they know it. They've got this game in hand. They feel very confident. They've had their way.
Okay, Tim, you're Jack Crow now. What do you do to get some semblance of offense going? What he's done so far obviously hasn't worked.
Call in reinforcements. No, I think what he's got to do is he's got to start passing when they expect to run. He's got to run when they expect to pass. He's got to create some doubt, get them on their heels a little bit. Hadn't done that yet, and I think part of the reason is he'd like to, but he can't because of his quarterback situation. He's got a young guy starting in there and probably a little bit shell-shocked, Wade Hill, so he stayed fairly basic.
I had the feeling that he was going to come out and show us something special. Tried the reverse on that first series, and he closed his practices this week too.
Well, I'll tell you what he told me the other day. He said he's trying to change tendencies. He said they got into some habits, so he wants to get away from those old habits, show some new things, open up, create some doubt. But then he looked and he laughed and he says, hey, wait a minute. He says, create tendencies. We're an I team with no I back. Our fullback is not a blaster. The quarterback is young, and the best players are wide receivers in a run formation.
Kickoff is handled by Bradley, and he runs it out over the 30-yard line. 10-yard return by Freddie Bradley out of Moore Park, California. And finally, Arkansas with some decent, the operative word being decent, field position.
Well, that's right. Now, if you look at their first half possessions, you see what they did, and they started with poor field position the entire half. So they've really been non-productive. And we talked about this earlier. They lost 3 of their final 4 games. Mentally, it looks like it's really rocked them.
Wade Hill still in at quarterback. Botkin and Lindsey, 2 tight ends in the ballgame. This is Jackson.
See, I'd start throwing on first. Hill's only 2 for 8, 10 yards and an interception, but I'd have him start throwing on first, second and short, running when it's, you know, a passing situation.
Tackle that time made by Dwayne Simmons on E.D. Jackson. A lot of stuff for you coming up at halftime. We have the Razorback Marching Band and the Georgia Redcoat Band. A year in college football and highlights from the first half.
I want to see some more UGA.
My favorite mascot. Jackson again. Tough running. E.D. Jackson has the first down at the 49-yard line. A 15-yard pickup before Carlo Butler takes him down.
That's their longest play of the game. So finally they get a run, they break it. They've got midfield now. They can play anything they want out here in the open down, 4-down area. Not to the 4-down area yet, but they're up to near midfield, get good field position. Here we're talking about Mark Henry, the all-conference center. Watch this. Releases the first guy, then comes and cuts off the linebacker. That allows the play to break, and Jackson took it for 15.
That was their first rushing first down in the ball game, and E.D. Jackson takes it over midfield down to the 47-yard line. Jackson, as we mentioned, the top runner on the team. 641 yards this season. This is their first time that they have crossed into Georgia territory in the ball game. Took them almost a quarter and a half.
Jack Crow says his offense is based on having solid quarterbacking. Arkansas fans can take heart. They've already signed Barry Lunney from Fort Smith, top-rated quarterback.
3 wide receivers in. Looking for Dickerson, and that is overthrown by a mile. And Hill took a lick as well. Carswell and Mike Jones covering Ron Dickerson that time.
Mark, I can't remember his name, but there's also a top-rated quarterback, a kid out of Texarkana, that looks like he may commit to Arkansas. It's a solid quarterback. So if they can get Lunny and they can get this kid out of Texarkana, and you've got Wade Hill here as a sophomore, he's getting some experience. Gary Adams plays both ways, but he too is a quarterback. Jason Allen. So it's, you know, it'll be a pretty good battle next year for quarterback.
Pro says he feels very confident about his talent base heading into the SEC next season. 3rd down and 5. Play action. And Edie Jackson takes the carry out to the 40.
Well, I tell you this too, Jackson's starting to get the feel of it. He's starting to get the rhythm. Maybe he just needed a lot of carries. He's got 8 carries now, 40 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. If Wade Hill could hit some passes, Mark, and loosen the linebackers and maybe put the defense on their heels a little bit, things could even open up that much more for Jackson.
You heard a loud roar from the crowd. It was a predominant Arkansas crowd here. They outnumber Georgia fans by about 3 to 1. 2 tight ends in, Lindy and Botkin. Hill looking for Dickerson. And it's picked off by Chuck Carswell. Who else? Another big play. Carswell with his 4th interception of the season.
Skate, play soft, catch, read, and then the interception. So he had help coming from the inside safety. Carswell took the deep side. They played a little bit soft in that zone, and he had the pick when the ball was overthrown.
Ball on the 5-yard line. Georgia beginning this possession deep in its own territory. The toss is to Ware, and he'll lose a couple of yards. Mick Thomas and Owen Kelly gang tackling him that time.
Damon Ward was in there as well. I'll tell you, this is an opportunity for Arkansas's defense now to step up. The offense got a little thing going. Wade Hill threw the interception, but now they've got Georgia backed up. If the defense here can hold, get that good field position back, I think the momentum now will go to Georgia, or Arkansas rather.
This Arkansas defense is a good one.
I'm trying to find out where he is. That's the official. He's down on the 10-yard line, just out of bounds.
As we mentioned, this officiating crew from the WAC. We'll try and
that looks like Gene Wirtz, the referee. Trying to see, I see the side judge, the back judge, the line judge. I see the umpire. I think that's Gene Wirtz, the referee.
Knock him out.
We've got Cheryl Miller down on the field, and we'll try and get some details on the injury.
Wait a minute, that shot right there, Mark, showed Gene Wirtz was standing up, so it is not him.
As I start to say, Cheryl is down there somewhere.
Yeah.
And she will have something for you very shortly.
See the official with the white hat? That's Gene Wirtz, the referee.
No, we'll be on. Yeah, let's go.
That might be one of the guys on the sidelines. That might be one of the down marker guys or one of the officials out of bounds, because I'm looking down there. I see the umpire, I see the referee, I see the side judge, the back judge. We'll get you an update on that as soon as we have it.
And we're going to play this one.
Got all the officials out there.
Does not appear to be a field judge. The handoff goes to Frank Harvey. And he gets out to the 8-yard line. It appears that it was a member of the chain gang.
Yeah, it has to be. All the officials are on the field. I looked out there initially. I couldn't see Gene Wirtz, the referee. The reason was he was over there attending to the guy who was down.
It's 3rd down and 5 to go for Georgia. 5:24 remaining in the second quarter of play. They lead 17-0. And they have dominated this first half so far. Zier rolls out. And it's incomplete, intended for Shannon Mitchell, the tight end. So the Dogs will have to kick it away. And the Arkansas defense, Tim, comes up with a very good effort on that series.
Well, they had to. See, now they're going to get perhaps their best starting field position of the day. They just somehow have to kick Wade Hill into gear. He's got to get that confidence, find his rhythm, start really throwing accurately.
Saucy with his 3rd punt of the afternoon. This is a low kick. And it's fielded at the 37-yard line by Kirk Collins. A 28-yard punt, nothing on the return. And Arkansas has a golden opportunity here for some points.
You realize this is only the 2nd game on natural grass for the Razorbacks this year? The only other one was at Ole Miss in Jackson.
Well, New Year's evening, ABC Sports heads to the Superdome in New Orleans for the USF&G Sugar Bowl. Lou Holtz and the Fighting Irish, Notre Dame, face the 3rd-ranked Florida Gators. Shane Matthews will be playing in that game, we are told. Coverage begins at 8:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Pacific, and Tim Brandt will be there. You are everywhere.
I don't know about that.
Boy.
Following my man Hammer around. Or as we used to call him, MC Hammer.
On 1st and 10, MCED Jackson with that carry down to the 33-yard line. He's tackled by Torrey Evans. .441 remaining in the first half. It's 2nd down and 6 now. Tracy Caldwell out to the top of your screen. Dickerson in motion. Handoff is to Jackson, found some room, and makes it down to the 27. Willie Jennings, the nose guard, got an arm on him and tripped him up. It's close to a 1st down.
Jennings is playing that nose spot. He was moved from tackle to nose guard. I think Barnum surprised the coaches and beat out Jennings early in the year, but now Jennings has it back and Barnum went over to right tackle.
It's 3rd down and short. Price and Jackson in the backfield. Jackson again, a 3rd consecutive run and a 1st down. So Arkansas starting to get things going a little bit offensively.
For Jackson, that's 11 carries now, 54 yards. Just keep going to him. It's the only thing that's working.
Jackson, a junior out of Kilgore, Texas.
They're going to wear him out, though, if Hill doesn't hit a couple of passes soon.
1st and 10. Jackson again. And did you see Dwayne Simmons shoot the gap there? What a play.
Well, it's no secret now. If you're a linebacker, you don't even have to read the keys. You know E.D. Jackson's getting the football. You look at the quarterback, and Wade Hill now 2 for 10, 10 yards, 2 interceptions. So he's been totally ineffective. So I'd line up right now and just gamble, say, hey, it's E.D. Jackson. He's coming again. His first step goes one way. I'm going there, too.
Is this where you come with a little play action if you're Arkansas?
Oh, it'd be great if you could do it, if you could work it.
2nd down and 10. Georgia brings in a nickel package. On the reverse to Tracy Caldwell. No go. Donnie Mabe, number 95 for Georgia, stayed home and made the play. A loss of 2 yards on that one.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do. The tendency is to take a pursuit angle and start chasing the football. He stayed right at home. He waited on the outside like he's supposed to, looking for anything coming back. It did. He kept it inside and made the hit.
3rd and 12. With 2:14 remaining in the first half. It is paramount that they get some points out of this possession. 2 wideouts to the bottom of your screen. Hill to pass. Throws it into traffic. A flag down on the play, and we might have defensive interference.
Should be. He was tackled. He was tackled before the ball was even thrown.
Vincent Davis was the intended receiver.
The call should be holding. I mean, he just pulled him down. There it is. See, the ball wasn't thrown yet, and he actually tackled him coming off the line.
Take a look at Davis.
Watch this. Here comes Davis. Bang. All right, here's the tackle. Now throw him down. Here comes the flag. Play's over. That's defensive holding.
Yeah, that's a penalty. Merry Christmas.
Ralph Thompson says, hey, if I can't cover him, I'm going to throw him down. I'm going to tackle him.
Thompson.
Look at Thompson says, come on, give me some.
Thompson was named to the freshman All-SEC team last season. A lot of young talent on this Georgia team.
You know, Thompson, as a high school junior, was the national champion in the 110-meter high hurdles. He even competed against Skeets and Foster and Dees and some of those guys.
Good company. Jeffrey and Price in the backfield. Dickerson in motion. A flag down on the play. The handoff goes to Price. Only Jennings was there to make the tackle. Arkansas player signaling for the first down.
It is against Georgia. They came across too early.
Coach Ray Goff signaling for a timeout. He's going to talk this one over with his defensive captain.
Says, I want to stop this right now. Looks up, sees that 17-0 lead, thinks maybe his team has lost its concentration, and he wants the whole team. He's calling the whole defense over.
Well, Goff knows what he's talking about. He's played in 4 bowl games at Georgia. We'll be back.
Mercury Sable continues to distinguish itself as a leader in automotive design. This year, we redesigned the exterior, the interior, the instrument panel, and equipped it with dual airbags, a feature not offered by any other manufacturer in this class. Other than that, we've pretty much left it alone.
So this sets up 3rd down now. Crucial moment, 2 yards to go.
Look who comes back into the ball game, E.D. Jackson. He replaces Tony Jeffrey.
Jackson is the deep back in the eye. Price is the fullback. The toss to Jackson. Extremely dangerous, has a touchdown.
Watch Kerwin Price gets a good block. Here comes Dickerson, 2. He cuts off a linebacker. Price, bang, right there. Gets the secondary. E.D. Jackson takes it inside and scores the touchdown. And you know what's ironic? The linebackers saw him come in. They cheated. They actually went in that direction. He guessed the right side, but they got cut off and couldn't make the stop on Jackson.
Wright adds the extra point. It's 17-7. Big touchdown for Arkansas as they go into the locker room at halftime. There's a lot more ahead. Stay with us. Saucy and a holding penalty. Pass interference on Ralph Thompson.
There was some really breakdowns mentally on that Georgia defense. I mean, Arkansas is not hiding anything. On first down plays, they had 2 incompleted passes, and all the rest are runs, 9 straight runs. So if you're on defense, you know what they're going to do. All you have to do is come up and stop it. But Arkansas executed extremely well, took advantage of the breaks you mentioned, and they're on the board trailing now just by 10.
This Georgia defense has had a tendency over the second half of the season to get a little too comfortable and blasé about things. Squibbit, and it's fielded at the 30. Turned out to close to the 40-yard line by fullback Max Strong. Well, tonight a spectacular holiday treat. Spartacus, the newly restored version of Stanley Kubrick's classic, footage never before seen on television. Kirk Douglas, Gene Simmons, Tony Curtis, and Sir Laurence Olivier had an all-star cast. Don't miss Spartacus, the ABC Sunday night movie, tonight following ABC's regular Sunday night shows.
29 seconds remain in the half. Georgia has 2 timeouts remaining and Eric Zeier at quarterback. If you're Joe Kynes, the defensive coordinator at Arkansas, you tell your safety, start backing up right now. Keep everything in front of you.
Watch it. Zeier to pass this time. Through incomplete, intended for number 80, Damon Evans.
Takes the clock down to 23 seconds and stops with the incompleted pass.
So Zeier started off red hot and has since cooled off just a touch. He's 10 of 16 for 120 yards with a pair of touchdown passes.
Yeah, but he's only hit 3 of his last 8. He's missed 4 in a row, so he has cooled off a little bit.
Ball at the 40-yard line. Max Strom from the 42.
You know who's playing safety right now for Arkansas? Gary Adams, the guy who started this year playing quarterback.
It's been that type of year for Arkansas.
Calling Peanut. Joe Kynes just said he came up to him and he says, hey, I want to play somewhere. Put me in. So he did safety.
And that turned out to be the last play of the first half. So on a gray overcast afternoon, it's 17-7 for Georgia. We'll return with halftime activities after this message and a word from our ABC station. Bombing. Georgia's offense is bombing away, and Cheryl Miller talked things over with Coach Ray Goff. Cheryl?
Coach Goff, you have to be very pleased with the performance of your team first half. Offensively, defensively, they had it going.
Well, we did. I was disappointed in the last 2 or 3 minutes. We lost our stinger a little bit. We lost John Allen, one of our really good players at inside linebacker for the game, and that's a disappointment because it's his last game. And we lost a little bit there for about 3 minutes, and we got to regain our composure and come back and play the way we're capable of playing.
Does coming back mean you're going to try to pass more? Because Eric Zeier was on fire in the first half.
Okay, Arkansas's Lance Ellison is going to kick it off to Andre Hastings and Arthur Marshall back deep. This is Marshall at the 8-yard line. He's got a seam up the sideline. Arthur Marshall. Marshall down to the 42 of Arkansas before Carl Johnson hauls him down. A 50-yard return of the opening kickoff in the second half. What a way to start.
Here's another look at it. Takes it up the right side. Now Marshall was #1 in the Southeast Conference in 1989 with a 28-yard average. He was hurt. He's returned a couple, as you mentioned. Got behind the seam, tried to help the blocker in front of him, pushed him and got caught from behind. But it's a great return, and just like in the first half, Georgia starts with great field position. Makes a short field for Eric Zeier.
Nick Thomas, the leading tackler for Arkansas in the first half. Hurst and Strong are the backs in the eye. Hastings at the bottom of the field. Zeier
wide open.
Throws it to Max Strong. And Strong is pushed out inside the 30 down to the 27. A 13-yard pickup and a first down on the first play of the second half for Georgia.
Play action, misdirection. Zeier just took his time, didn't rush it, put it out there, and Strong was all alone in the flat. Nobody followed him. The linebacker was supposed to ice up on him, but missed his key.
First down and 10. Maxwell to the short side of the field, over the middle, complete to the tight end, Shannon Mitchell. A 15-yard pickup this time, and another Georgia first down. Curtis Banks making the tackle.
You heard Ray Goff say that Arkansas was blitzing on almost every play. They came again with a blitz on that last play, but you very rarely see them locked on man for man. They're always leaving a free safety. That time they threw under the safety, made the completion. Zeier's just reading the blitz so well, and he's also reading where the pressure's coming from.
2 wide receivers out to the top. A blitz coming again. Play action. Zeier's hauled down at the 20-yard line by Tyrone Chapman. That time they catch up to him. Arkansas's first sack of the afternoon.
Well, that's a coverage sack. Again, the blitz came up the middle. Thomas came hard, so Zeier rolled to the outside. But watch this. Here it comes. Here's Thomas. He's coming on the blitz. They pick him up. Zeier feels the pressure, rolls outside. Nobody was open. And if you see everybody's covered, watch this. There's nobody to throw to. There's the coverage. He pulls it down, and that's why he gets caught from behind by Chapman.
2nd and 17. Hastings out wide to the bottom of your screen. Zier checking off now at the line of scrimmage. This is the Arkansas fans come alive. Looking for Hastings. He's got him. And it's broken up by Orlando Waters. He looked back at the last minute to make the play.
Same matchup we had in the first half, Waters and Hastings went up over top of him and made the touchdown catch. This time Waters waited, timed it, and knocked it away. I mean, Arkansas is bringing the house. Thomas came again. Look at him, 48 in the middle. They pick him up, but Zier unloads it quickly before Thomas can get to him. Here's Waters again on Hastings. Waters says, "You're not throwing over me this time." Bats it away.
That's the second pass broken up this afternoon. Here's Hurst. And he fumbles it. It's knocked back in, and the referee now says it was out of bounds. Garrison Hurst had a good game going before he fumbled the ball.
Right here? Okay. Right here.
And it is still Georgia's ball.
You know what this is? It's a missed tackle by the cornerback. Here comes Hurst. Cornerback comes outside. Waters doesn't break down, misses him, picks up 5 more yards. Now watch, they try to save it and keep it in bounds, but it hit the white line. Out of bounds right there, Georgia football. Jumping the seasons.
There you go, buddy. Cannon Parkman now for his 2nd attempt of the day.
No good.
And he misses it.
Hey, we could have a major momentum swing.
Georgia marched the ball downfield from the opening kickoff. Great field position, 2 first downs after 2 plays, and then their drive stalls deep in Arkansas territory. Golden opportunity falls by the wayside.
Boy, how quickly things change. Zier comes out, hits his first 2 passes, both for first downs. Arkansas was relentless, kept coming with a blitz.
And a look at Cannon Parkman.
Watch his reaction, this thing. Is it good? Is it good?
Not quite.
No way. Momentum changes.
Parkman is from the same hometown as former Georgia kicker Kevin Butler. First and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. Jackson and Price in the backfield. That's Dickerson in motion. The toss is to Jackson. E.D. Jackson out to the 29. Just shy of a first down.
E.D. Jackson, extremely dangerous Jackson. Scored the only touchdown for the Hogs in the first half. Comes out and gets a big gainer here to start the second half. 14 carries now, 70 yards for Jackson.
Simmons and Allen. Allen out of the ball game, of course, now. He is done for the game and the season.
Look where the force is coming from, Mark. Allen and Simmons, the 2 inside linebackers, 12 tackles between them.
2nd and short. Hill to pass. And it's intercepted at the 46-yard line by Georgia. Chuck Carswell gets his 2nd interception of the day, and that is Wade Hill's 3rd turnover.
That's exactly right. Wade Hill shaking his head, but you know, he's so tentative right now. He's aiming the football. He's trying to spot it and put it in a certain area. He's got to get back and just rely on his natural athletic ability and just rip that thing. Watch him now. Watch how tentative he is when he throws this. It's almost like he's just trying to aim this ball. See him trying to position it? Just get back there and wing it.
It's not a well-thrown ball. George Wynn in on the interception. I'll correct myself there.
Here comes the blitz again.
A reverse to Hastings. He could go. Andre Hastings could go. Touchdown, Georgia. 53 yards of lightning coming in the form of Andre Hastings.
Great call by Ray Goff. Arkansas has been blitzing, over pursuing, so all of a sudden now they bring the reverse. Watch the block when the contain man just kicking back inside.
That was Zier. That was our quarterback.
And then Hastings, once he gets outside, there's nobody going to catch him. They just ran themselves out of the play.
That 53-yard run is a bowl record. The longest run from scrimmage. The old mark was 51. It's 24-7 for Georgia.
You worked too hard. You ate too much.
Kicking it away for Georgia. A high kick and a fair catch called at the 31-yard line by the tight end, Botkin. Andre Hastings, just a sophomore. 53-yard run just moments ago.
It's the bowl record. The Poland Weed Eater Independence Bowl record. Jets and Houston tied at 7. If you missed it earlier, the Dallas Cowboys won. They'll now move on to play Detroit. Washington, of course, plays Atlanta, which beat the Saints last night.
The handoff goes to Kirby. Got Price on 1st and 10.
You know how we were talking about Arkansas and how Jack Crow was telling everybody he's so proud of the recruiting job that's being done. And they've already signed Barry Lunney out of Fort Smith, top-rated quarterback there. Then we got a call from Texarkana. They said, hey, Mike Cherry Jr., 6'5" quarterback, outstanding guy. He also is going to Arkansas. So Jack Crow is going to be loaded at that position. And this is an offense which is built around the quarterback.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Hill passes to Botkin, and he's out of bounds close to the 38-yard line. Kurt Botkin, the tight end, 6'3", 235-pound sophomore from Baytown, Texas. I'll set up a 3rd and 3 now for the Razorbacks.
Looks like Carlo Butler, 28, shaking up on that play.
Butler, one of the linebackers,
grabbing his ankle,
filling in for Greg Jackson, who was suspended a couple of weeks ago because of poor academics. Georgia already a little bit short at that position. Price and Jeffrey are in the backfield. Now Jeffrey moves up into the slot. Hill fires complete for a 1st down to Dickerson.
If he could hit a couple of those, it would help him tremendously. And they can get Dickerson open. Georgia's playing a 2-deep, 5-under zone, which means these 5 guys right under here, right in that right of your screen, are playing zone. See how they let him go? All he has to do now is just skate to the open area, the seam. And if the ball's there, he'll catch it every time.
Dickerson was switched from tailback in the spring, and Crow says that he adjusted nicely to the wide receiver position. A fumble on the snap. And Georgia has the ball.
How about them dogs?
Turnovers killing Arkansas again. The 4th one of the ball game. It was recovered by Torrey Evans, the reserve linebacker. So things not going so well for head coach Jack Crow in his first appearance as head coach in a bowl game.
Bad snap, and for Wade Hill, I think he may go home and just try to forget this ball game.
He might be looking for that trombone again.
Oh, he's going to play. He's going to play in the Hog Wild Band during basketball games.
Eric Zier on 1st down. Play action. Up top. Pass intended for number 12, Arthur Marshall, incomplete at the 35. No letting up on the part of the Bulldogs.
24-7 Georgia. At least that's what it says on the scoreboard to our right. Having a little problem on the one to their left.
Georgia celebrates its football centennial next year.
Look at this. What do you do in Shreveport on a Sunday? Well, you go to work. Got to get that 7. The 7 wasn't there a second ago. Go up, change a few light bulbs, and whoa, where's he going?
That deserves hazard pay. Zier rolls out, fires incomplete for Max Strong out of the backfield that time. Henry Ford was putting pressure on him.
Look, I think it's just a fan in the stands. Just went up to change the score.
Maybe he's an Arkansas fan that wants to change it.
Well, to get that 7 on the board.
One team along.
Look at the turnover situation, which has killed Arkansas.
I'll tell you another one that's interesting, too. Zaire now is 2 for his last 9.
Hands it off this time to Larry Ware. Ware gets over midfield before being stopped by Rayleigh Johnson. Georgia will have to kick it away. We're here at Shreveport, Louisiana, where the score is Georgia 24, Arkansas 7. Saucy punting away. And it's fielded at the 22-yard line by Curtis Banks. 24-yard punt, nothing on the return.
Let's go,
One of them, the 1987 Liberty Bowl. Georgia coming up with a key interception with 56 seconds remaining in the ball game. After that interception, they got some good field position, moved it on ensuing plays, and then John Casey stepped up and nailed the winning field goal for a 20-17 final. Georgia wins it. And John Casey now with the Seattle Seahawks in the NFL.
Had a lot of turnovers in that game back then, too. Hey, Arkansas still only 2 incompleted passes on first down. Everything else has been run. And there's the 13th run on first down.
E.D. Jackson takes it out close to the 28-yard line. They're running the ball pretty well, but I'm not sure that's going to get it done, trailing by 17 points. Wade Hill, the quarterback, was put on scholarship after the Texas Tech game. Jack Crow was really complimentary of him. This is Jackson again. Brought down at the 29.
Third down. You know, the coaches describe E.D. Jackson as a blue-collar guy, a very, very hard worker, shows up every day, practices hard. Not a prima donna at all, but he's getting the workload here today. He's really come through for him. 16 carries, 79 yards.
Sets up 3rd down and short. Arkansas with 4 turnovers this afternoon.
What a year at quarterback for Arkansas. I mean, you started with Gary Adams. He started the season. He's now a defensive guy. Jason Allen got hurt. Preston got hurt. Now Wade Hill.
3rd and short. Jackson over the top for the first down.
First down.
Ralph Thompson came up from his free safety spot to make the tackle that time. Thompson started 8 games, had 8 tackles against Alabama, registering his season high. 8:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. Arkansas trails by 17 points. Dickerson to the bottom of your screen. Hill goes upstairs to pass to Botkin. Kurt Botkin hauls it in and runs down to the 43.
He's got another first down, Mark, and it's a play action, good-looking play. That kind of thing is what will build Hill's confidence. Boy, Botkin's a big guy. Isn't he 6'3", 235 pounds? That's his 20th reception of the year. He's hard to cover, that guy, because he's got good speed, moves so well, and oftentimes he's matched up with a linebacker.
He's one of the guys that Crow wanted to get the ball to throughout the season, but because of the mentioned quarterbacking injuries, they haven't been able to do it. 3 wideouts now to the top of the screen. Hill on the slant pattern, and it's broken up. A great play that time by David Hargett, number 25.
Hargett and Thompson, the 2 safeties cocked on the hatch marks, double-teamed him, just stripped it away because that ball was right there, and he actually had it for a step before it was knocked away.
David Hargett, an interesting story, broke his leg in 89 and 90 and came back.
Well, I mean, as soon as that hit, Hargett came in and just took that right arm and pulled it down away from the football and stripped it out of there.
Pass was intended for Tracy Caldwell, another one of those speedy receivers for the Razorbacks. 2nd down and 10. Jackson. plows his way over midfield down to the 49 of Georgia.
Third down.
E.D. Jackson again, seeing a lot of action in the second half. Well, with 8 minutes to play in the third quarter, Georgia leads Arkansas 24-7. I'm Mark Jones along with Tim Prant in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is the Poland Weed Eater Independence Bowl. It's 3rd and 3. Botkin in motion. Toss to Jackson, and he's got a first down.
Move the chains one more time. Georgia came out, jumped out with a couple of touchdown passes. Eric Zier hitting his first 6 passes. They jumped up 14-0, 17 before you could blink your eye. 17-7 at the half. 24-7 now, Georgia.
Makes you wonder a little bit how much of Arkansas's success running up in the middle area is due to John Allen's absence. He's out of the game now for Georgia. He was their second leading tackler on defense. 1st and 10, play action. Hill, incomplete. And now we're waiting for a ruling. Yes, it is intercepted. Torrey Evans with the pick.
Boy, Ron Dickerson, who normally is such a reliable receiver, has really struggled today. This ball hits right off his chest plate. It is well thrown. Wade Hill put it right where he had to, away from the defender. Watch this, though. Here's the play action, well-designed play, and Hill finally drills this one, puts it away from the defender. It hits the chest plate and bounces up in the air. I'm not so sure that ball was intercepted. That ball was under him. It was on the ground. That was not an interception, but there's no replay in college football.
1st and 10 coming back the other way. Good play fake by Zier. Got a man wide open. That's his tight end, Paul Etheridge. And he's out over the 42-yard line. Good ball handling that time by Eric Zier. Just the freshman who really stole the fake that time. Now, Ron Dickerson is the cause of that last interception. I believe that he's dropped about 3 passes this afternoon.
And you know what? His dad is just going nuts. Coaching Clemson, he's watching the game today. He is so meticulous and so fundamentally sound. I know it's driving him crazy to see his son have a day like this.
Zier with a nice pass to Etheridge again at the 49-yard line. And now they're ruling it incomplete.
Make-up call.
Yeah, that was a little late as far as Arkansas fans are concerned. Look at Mick Thomas in the middle.
Thomas goes heads up with Etheridge and then knocks it away. Etheridge is another one of those great stories. He is the 5th in the Etheridge family to go to Georgia.
Larry Ware. And he is met by Mick Thomas.
And I don't mean the 5th brother in that family. I mean, he's the 5th generation of the Etheridge family to go to Georgia.
They may have opened up the school. Larry Ware got stuck that time by Thomas. Thomas, a member of the Southwest Conference academic team, all-academic team. And a surprise by some that he was not selected to the all-star team in the conference. 3rd down and long. The play fake. And a screen to Ware. Ware with nowhere to go. Not down at the 43. Loss of 3 yards on the play. Darwin Ireland, the 6'1", 228-pound sophomore, making the tackle.
He read that play so well, too. Got around the blockers, came up, broke down, gave the runner only one way to go, came up and made the stop.
Look at Ireland. He had an interception and returned it for a touchdown against TCU, so he's made his share of big plays. As Saucy punts it away. Michael James gets it on the 12. James has some speed. Almost had an alley and gets out to the 24. Maurice Harrell wraps him up. A 45-yard punt and a 13-yard return by James. Shreveport, Louisiana. Well, you know, this is a very interesting city. It features the American Rose Center. Had a chance to see it. North America's largest rose garden is there with 118 acres of roses. Of course, the roses weren't in bloom right now. We've had a great time here. First and 10 to the 25. That's Jeffrey. Jeffrey with a fresh set of legs up to the 33-yard line. Let's go downstairs now to Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Thanks, Mark. With me is Jason Allen, who unfortunately was supposed to be the starting quarterback in this game, was injured during the season. And Jason, first of all, what do you say to Wade? Because the passes have been there, they just simply haven't been caught.
Well, what Wade's got to do is just not worry about what's happened in the first half and in the first part of the third quarter. He's just got to take each play and concentrate on what he has to do, one play at a time. And I think that's definitely how he could get back in the ball game. And he's just got to keep telling those receivers, you know, to catch the ball and be positive about it, and not get down on them.
Let's go back to you, Mark.
Okay, they've got to get moving on things though, because there's only 4:35 remaining in this third quarter, and they trail by 17 points. That was Jeffrey on the last carry.
Tony Jeffrey led Coffeyville, Kansas Junior College to the national championship before coming to Arkansas. He averages 4 yards a carry. It's been a good change of pace today for E.D. Jackson. So far in this quarter, 3 possessions for Arkansas. They've got 2 interceptions and a fumble.
Not good news. First and 10. Jeffrey again. Up close to the 44. Mitch Davis making the tackle there.
You know who we haven't seen much of today at running back is Freddie Bradley. Bradley broke O.J. Simpson's rushing records at Moorpark, California Junior College.
Well, New Year's Day on ABC Sports, the bowl excitement continues with the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. Number 2 against number 4, Washington against Michigan, with national championship ramifications coming out of that game, that's for sure. Caldwell in motion. Hand off to Jeffrey. And Jeffrey moves it out close to midfield at the 49-yard line. Jeffrey is 5'8" and 203 pounds. An industrial education major.
That'll bring up 3rd down and about 2.
3:15 to play in this quarter. Handoff is to Jeffrey. He's got the first down. Tony Jeffrey corralled out of bounds at the 43 by Mike Jones. A 9-yard pickup, and they move the chains. Mike Jones, of course, is the brother of Sean Jones, the quarterback for Georgia Tech from Thomasville, Georgia. 6'3", 215 pounds. He can hit.
Mike was a super recruit, untapped potential. He did have some legal problems and was suspended earlier this year, but he's a terrific talent and a very, very good guy.
First down and 10. Play action. Hill looking for Botkin, and he throws this one away. Kirk Botkin was the intended receiver on that pass. Coverage by the secondary. And now Houston moves ahead by a touchdown, 14-7 in the AFC wildcard playoff game.
What a surprising team the Jets have been. I really didn't think they would beat Miami again, especially down in Miami to get in. Danny Marino had his knee operated on this week. Scope just cleaning it out a little bit.
Hill hands it off to Jackson, who's back in the ballgame now for Jeffrey. And Jackson is pushed out at the 37-yard line. Chuck Carswell. Jackson now has run the ball 20 times this afternoon for 99 yards. Close to a 5-yard average. And now Bradley checks into the ball game. Maybe the reason why we haven't seen Bradley has been bothered by a turf toe all season.
That's right. It's been a nagging injury, but again, once he's healthy, O.J. Simpson's records were shattered by this guy in junior college.
It's 3rd and 4 on the option. Wade Hill will be short of the first down by about 1.5 yards. Mitch Davis made the tackle there.
Terrific play by the strong safety, David Hargett. Hargett came up and immediately jumped on Bradley. He was going to be the pitch man. He was going to be the guy who was supposed to receive the pitch, but Hargett was there. So Hill had to tuck it away and try to get what he could out of it.
Now on that play, you could kind of see that Hill is not really quick of foot. Doesn't possess great speed. Gary Adams, the backup quarterback, more suited towards that option offense. They're going for it on 4th and short. Jackson, he's got it. E.T. Jackson burrowing his way down to the 27.
With all the turnovers Arkansas has had today, and they've set a bowl record with a number of turnovers, 5 of them, they still have tremendous enthusiasm on the sideline. They haven't given up. They're playing effectively, and their running game's been solid.
First down and 10.
They've got to score here before this quarter ends. We're under 2 minutes in the quarter.
Play action, Hill looking downfield for Caldwell, and guess what? Interception.
But there is a flag. That would be the 6th turnover. We'll have to wait and see what the flag is.
David Hargett was there to pick it off. But here's an important call from the official coming up.
Arkansas needs a break here.
First down. Is that right?
It's against the defense again. That's a first down for Arkansas, so they do get a break.
Previous spot 10 yards. First down.
See, now I really do believe Arkansas has to score here before this quarter ends to pull within 10 to have a shot in this ball game. If they don't score here, I don't think they can come back.
Another look at this. Hill trying to get to Caldwell.
But I think the penalty was called holding on the tight end. Botkin tried to get off the line, and again, it was one of those plays where he was tackled coming out.
That's the 2nd time this afternoon that that's happened.
Boy, look at the Georgia penalties, and that'll drive Ray Goff nuts.
He's big on discipline. He's not going to be happy about it. 1st and 10. Hill to pass. And he finds his tight end wide open all the way down to the 3-yard line. Eric Browning with a 14-yard pickup.
Big time play by Wade Hill. The entire game he struggled. This time they came with the blitz. They got in Hill's face. He threw off balance and got the ball where he had to his tight end. Came up strong with the first down, and now Arkansas is in great position to score.
The ball is on the 3-yard line.
Boy, Georgia came with that safety blitz. Jackson came hard. Hill read it and hit his tight end.
E.D. Jackson is the lone running back. And there's flags down in the play. It looks like a motion call against Arkansas.
I think it's illegal procedure.
I've got a false start.
False start.
Dead ball. False start. Offense.
Boy, that hurts Arkansas. No question about that.
Well, they'll move it back 5 yards to the 8.
Hogs have been their own worst enemy today. Look at Hill now. He's checking the play on his wrist. Goes down to his wrist. See, he got the signal from the sideline. Goes down on his wrist, and he reads it right off there, so he makes sure he's got the play right. He has come out the wrong way a couple of times today.
Look at what they've done inside the 20 when they get there. First and goal, the toss to Jackson. Tough running over the left side.
Another flag.
Another one down. Jackson gained about 2 yards before being brought down by Ralph Thompson.
White.
This one's going against Georgia.
Offside White, 25. Offside against the defense at the distance. Still first down.
You know who that was against? The strong safety, David Hargett. They were coming with a blitz, and he jumped across early. Tried to anticipate the count, and he came too early. Guessed wrong.
So Georgia returns the favor.
Man, when's the last? It's unusual to see a strong safety jump off sides.
Watch Hargett get an earful here from Ray Goff. It's 1st and goal now on the 4. 3 tight ends in the game. No gain on that play.
Put him up.
As Damon Ward was there to make the stop on E.D. Jackson. So this Georgia defense toughening up.
2nd down. 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
All right, now the fullback down tight in this Arkansas short yardage attack. The fullback is definitely the key position. You see the time ticking away. The 3rd quarter is going to end, and they're going to go the other way.
Still 24-7, but Arkansas threatening to score. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll return with more action from the Poland Weed Eater Independence Bowl after this message and a word from our ABC stations. 2nd goal for Arkansas, and they must score. It is that simple. As we begin the 4th quarter play.
I don't know if it's that simple, but it has to happen.
Jackson, the lone running back. He gets the toss. He tries the right side, and he's down to the 1-yard line where Chuck Carswell trips him up.
Excellent play by Carswell, the right corner.
Jackson looked very strong on that run.
Carswell was voted Mr. Hustle in the spring, and he's carried that enthusiasm throughout this entire year. He was a tailback in high school.
3rd and goal. Jackson again. No way. He was met by a host of Bulldog tacklers.
Well, they came with the exact same play again. Carswell came up and forced it. He got help from Evans, number 45, the linebacker. And E.D. Jackson had absolutely no shot at getting in.
I tell you, Evans has really been around the ball since coming into the ball game for Allen.
Look at the right hand of your screen. That's Carswell. He's already got it contained. The backside comes from Evans, 45, and Jackson has no shot at getting into the end zone.
On 4th down now, Wade Hill looks over at head coach Jack Crow as they go for it.
This drive has gone 73 yards, 13 plays. It's taken 6 minutes and 30 seconds, and it's come down to this.
Botkin, the tight end, lined up to the left of Hill. Jackson in the backfield. Roll out. Incomplete. Georgia holds. Mitch Davis was right there with the blitz.
Davis like a rocket. Here's a Parade High School All-American. He's played inside linebacker, safety, outside linebacker, 58, right around the blocker. Hill's got no chance to get the ball off because Mitch Davis is in his face.
The Georgia Bulldogs thwart the threat, and they still lead 24-7.
The reinvention of the Ford Escort added a new level of design and performance to small cars.
5 turnovers, that's been the story for Arkansas. And the other story is they had the ball 6 minutes and 45 seconds in that last drive, and it came up empty. No points. So they've got the advantage in time of possession, but it hadn't paid off in points.
Georgia begins with the ball on its own 1-yard line. Hurston Strong, the backs. It's Hurst.
Oh, did he
almost
get out?
A safety.
I don't know if he got out. They're going to say he got out, but I'm not sure he did. I think his knee might have hit.
Yes, he did. Henry Ford was right there to make the play.
They put it on the 1-inch line, and the nose of the ball just beyond the goal line itself, but I still don't know if he got out. Let's take a look at it. Here he comes now, right at you. Linebacker comes. Henry Ford makes the hit here. Watch his knees. Watch his knees now before that ball breaks a plane. Oh, he did get it out.
Ooh. ever so close. Second down. And this is Max Strong. Tim, do you like that call where you toss it, although you're that deep in the end zone?
No, takes too long to develop. I like it if I'm playing defense.
Even with a runner as proficient as Garrison Hearst?
Well, they've had success with the play. That's why I think Ray Goff went to it. I mean, high percentage, you can think about it, no, because it does take a while to develop. You've got to get the ball back to him. He's 5 yards deep, and now he's got to get to the corner. All that gives the pursuit of the defense time to get to him.
It's third down and 10. Eric Zier's backed up. Looks downfield to Hastings. And Andre Hastings makes a circus grab. This guy can play football. 45 yards on the pickup.
But you know what's sensational? He gets up and walks away like he's done it before.
Just another catch.
He made one in the end zone earlier that was spectacular, and it was right over top of Waters again. Watch this now. Great coverage, inside out. He's right in his hip pocket. And then Hastings goes up and gets it at his highest point. Terrific catch.
And he was shaken up as well. 4 receptions, 94 yards on the day.
Dragging that right arm like Michael Haynes did yesterday for the Falcons. Andre Hastings, look at his numbers. All-purpose yards, 147. Rushing 53. Receiving 94. 2 touchdowns. Strong day. Great future.
He is an offensive threat.
Watch how hard he lands on his shoulder, though, because, see, he's already off balance. So he comes down, and his hip takes some of the burden off that shoulder, but then he comes right down on that right shoulder and gets a pounding.
We'll have Cheryl Miller on the case with a report from the sidelines soon. Higher. Flushed out of the pocket and hits Arthur Marshall at the 48-yard line.
You know, people, excuse me, Mark, you know, people in the CFA and in the NCAA don't like you to talk like this, but you're seeing 2 people here today, Eric Zier and Hastings, 2 guys that will be in the National Football League. They are just outstanding players. Now, whether they stay the distance in college, I don't know.
I'll tell you, I'd like to be friends with Eric Zier right now. Second down and 4. Complete to the 40-yard line. And a great hand walk by the tight end, Shannon Mitchell. Curtis Banks with the hit on him.
Eric Zier, to me, is as strong as any quarterback I've seen this year. You talk about Casey Weldon. You talk about Elvis Gerbeck. I mean, he is as strong a quarterback as you'll see talent-wise.
You know, you try and get him to talk about himself, and all he says is team, 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 team. He's 17 of 27 for 215 yards. Handoff that time.
Great play by Darwin Ireland. Came through and made the tackle, shooting the gap. You know, it's interesting, isn't it? The young guys are getting better and better all the time. I mean, the Heisman Trophy the last 3 years been won by underclassmen.
It's a Junior Achievement Award. I wonder if Eric Zier's going to have his name on the ballot next year for the Heisman.
Oh, he should.
Second down and 11. Zier completes another pass. Pushed out of bounds for a 13-yard pickup. Jeff Thomas making a nice catch that time.
You know, Zier is a freshman, but he did go through spring practice last spring because he completed his final semester of high school at the University of Georgia. He's such a good student. He received an early admissions waiver and came and finished high school at the University of Georgia and actually won the starting job before spring practice ended, before he graduated from high school.
And now in comes Greg Talley, the backup quarterback. Talley started 5 games during the regular season. The first 5, in fact, before Zier took that starting position. Play action. Firing from Maxwell, complete to the 25.
You know, you make the point that Talley did start the year, and I said Eric Zeier really became the #1 quarterback in spring before he graduated from high school. That's the way Ray Goff felt. But he did not want to throw Zeier in front of 80,000 people as young as he was, even though he was the best quarterback. So he let Talley, the senior, the stabilizer, start. He went the first series, those first 4 or 5 games, and Zeier came in after the first series and then played.
Talley, one of the most liked guys on that Georgia team, a speech communication major. 2nd down and 7. Talley passing again, and this one is complete to the tight end, Paul Etheridge. The official slow to make the call that time, but it's complete down at the 12-yard line.
This team is deep in receivers. Let's go back to quarterback Greg Talley and talk about him a little bit, because he is a quality guy. He actually accepted the role, knowing Zeier was such a talent. He helped him all through the year, helped him mature, helped him with his reads, helped him with his footing. He did start at quarterback early on, then gave way to the phenom. No frills, guys. Fans say he can't run well. He's not the best thrower, but he's steady, he's smart, with the heart of a lion. He's been a tremendous asset to Zeier.
Good friends as well. Well, it looked like the left guard lifted up a little bit early, and they will bring this one back. Mark the ball just shy of the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Talley now checking off at the line of scrimmage. He throws the short pattern to Thomas. Mark the ball just shy of the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Talley now checking off at the line of scrimmage. He throws the short pattern to Thomas. Thomas took about 5 steps off the line of scrimmage and stopped at the ball. At halftime now, Houston leading the Jets 14-10. The Jets coming back with a field goal.
Houston 14-10. That score is surprising to me. I thought Houston would really come out strong, even though the Oilers have struggled lately. And I mean, they have been lambasted in the press out there. Warren Moon says, hey, we've had a pretty good year. Don't get on us because we had a sloppy finish. But I really thought they would blast the Jets today.
Speaking of blasting, it's 24-7. Georgia trying to put it away here. Garrison Hurst with the run up the middle, crossing the 20-yard line down to the 19. Riley Johnson in on that tackle. Mark Jones and Tim Brent here in Shreveport, Louisiana, the Poland Weed Eater Independence Bowl. 8:36 remaining in the quarter. Stay with us.
Today, Tektred Shoe Corporation announced a major retail expansion in 25 U.S. cities.
When I see a company that looks like a good investment, I check it out myself.
We make it easier to follow your own lead.
At Charles Schwab, I can get quotes, financial news, and when I make a trade, commission savings.
Always there to give you just the help you need.
Help yourself at Schwab today.
Ford designed a special truck for night people. So, of course, sports fans wanted one too. Now Ford introduces its new Flare side for yet another side. Don't these people ever rest?
The best ever rest.
With a full-size night, sport, and bold new Flare side, Ford takes all kinds in style. More people are driving the best-built, best-selling American trucks than ever before.
Why buy lawn and garden equipment in January? Because you can count on Sears preseason lawn and garden sale for some of the lowest prices of the year. A 12-horsepower Craftsman 2 tractor, now just $899.99. Or save $120 on this power-propelled 5-horsepower Craftsman mulching mower. And a gas weed whacker or blower, your choice, only $79.88. Plus, there's great savings on much more. So get to Sears now.
Undefeated Washington goes after the national crown when they meet Heisman winner Desmond Howard and Big Ten champ Michigan. It's the Rose Bowl, New Year's Day on ABC Sports.
Shreveport, Louisiana, incorporated in 1839, a 5-hour drive from New Orleans, about a 3-hour drive from Dallas. And Georgia driving right now. 4th down and 2. Talley checking off again. Arkansas coming with the blitz, and they hand it off to Hurst. It's going to be close. Darwin Ireland made the tackle that time. Ireland, a converted running back, along with Mick Thomas. Thomas was the linebacker coming on the blitz.
Watch number 48, Thomas. You can see him coming. He's cheating right now over the top. Gets the hand on Talley. If nothing else, it gets the attention of Talley. Disrupts the play inside. Even more importantly, with him coming over the top, the defensive down lineman got to shoot the gap a little bit, establish a new line of scrimmage a yard deep, help everybody else fill up top, jam things up.
All right, we're going to go this way. And they are short. Arkansas takes over on downs. So the defense gets the job done. With 8:29 remaining, Ray Goff a little perturbed at that one.
This was me with dull gray hair. I looked washed up. Then I found a whole new way to make my gray look great.
Introducing a new kind of shampoo from the makers of Just for Men hair care called Great Looking Gray. Great Looking Gray does more than clean and condition. It gets rid of the dullness, even yellow buildup, brings out the real silver.
What a difference it makes.
New Great Looking Gray shampoo. And for stubborn yellow, new Great Looking Gray anti-yellow treatment.
You make me sparkle. You make me tingle. Even the stars are brighter when I'm with you. And when I surrender to a tasty kiss or two.
Martini and Rossi Asti. Make the moment sparkle.
When life turns up the heat.
Hello? Yeah, hi. I'm Jeff Green.
There's Degree Antiperspirant. Degree's body heat activated.
1 more minute.
To release extra protection.
Jeff? Hi.
Degree, your body heat turns it on.
Ace is a place for helpful hardware folks and Best Buys like these.
This metal shelving unit with free bonus shelf is only $11.88, and the Code 1 2000 smoke detector is just $4.88.
Ace Best Buy.
Another reason Ace is the place.
For you.
The Arkansas Razorbacks take over at its own 18-yard line. 1st down and 10. Time to throw, and they run. E.D. Jackson. Just like I said.
Good call, Coach.
Jackson with a pretty good day, though. 25 rushes for 109 yards. Well, New Year's Day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, it's the Tournament of Roses parade. Gary Collins, Beth Riek, and Julie Moran, and then the Florida Citrus Bowl follows that at 1:30 Eastern Time. Clemson against Cal. Jackson again, around the right side. Out to the 23.
Julie Moran's a good friend of Ray Goff's.
Another person born in the state of Georgia.
Absolutely, they've known each other for a long time.
And our own Keith Jackson. Look at Eric Zier on the sidelines. Pretty happy about the way things have gone this afternoon, obviously.
Man, you didn't get that.
Having fun. 3rd down and 6. Play action. Hill to pass, complete to Botkin. Drilled out of bounds at the 29.
Arkansas has all 3 of its timeouts left. Georgia has 2. They get the ball out of bounds here, stops it with 7:05 remaining.
going to be 4th down and short now. Here's a look at Andre Hastings on the sideline. He was shaken up on Georgia's last offensive series. Well, again on New Year's Day, get out the popcorn, get on the couch in your favorite chair. Lou Holtz, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, take on number 3, the Florida Gators.
A couple good quarterbacks right there with Shane Matthews and Meyer.
Shane Matthews getting scoped just a little while ago. Going to be interesting to see how he bounces back from that.
Both those ball clubs were at the NFL playoff game last night. Shane Matthews has been a huge Saints fan.
4th down.
New Orleans, of course, with a lot of support in this area of the country. People disappointed at how things turned out yesterday. Eric Zeier, 18 of 28, 228 yards and 2 touchdowns. Arkansas going for it now on 4th down. Hill falls forward and looks like he has it.
Watch your legs. We got a spot. We got a spot.
Oh, we mentioned that Wade Hill played in the Razorback marching band. He also has a brother that plays in the band, Roy. Look at Jack Crow.
Well, who the winner's been so far? The Raisin Bowl, Bowling Green beat Fresno State. Heritage, it was Alabama State winning that one. The Aloha, Georgia Tech beat Stanford. The Blockbuster, Alabama got by Colorado last night. Mike Swanson was there, and the Independence Bowl looks like it's going to go to Georgia.
Clock ticking away. Hill rolls left and fires. Complete to Tracy Caldwell at the 48-yard line. Mike Jones there to make the tackle, but not before a 21-yard pickup.
And that ball was nicely thrown by Hill. He stepped up, followed through, just released it hard into an area, and the catch was made by Caldwell.
You know, you mentioned Alabama winning last night against Colorado. We saw Alabama defeat this Georgia team.
He drilled that thing. Look at that. Right into the open area of the seam.
3 receivers out to the right. He goes left. Incomplete for his tight end. Eric Browning was the intended receiver. It was broken up by Charles Pledger.
Browning's another underclassman. Botkin is a sophomore, so all the tight ends are coming back. But here's Browning again. Boy, had he held on, he was by the secondary.
6:21 remaining. 24-7. Georgia leading. Hill on the option, tosses it to Freddie Bradley. And Bradley is out to the 48.
Going without.
This Arkansas team with a bit of depth at that halfback position. Freddie Bradley with good speed as well.
Well, you mentioned he had that turf toe problem nagging him all year. He also has struggled with this offense. The light just is now starting to go on. I mean, he didn't understand it.
Sets up 3rd down and 7.
Whose eyeballs were we looking through there?
Hill completes it. Down the sideline to Lee Key.
Hill is throwing the ball well now. Certainly with more confidence. The pressure's off now, but I mean, he's stepping up and just firing it.
A 13-yard gain that time. Now Hill can probably use this performance, though, to build upon for next season, because it is going to be tough in that SEC. I started talking about this Georgia team losing to Alabama. Bama might be one of the more underrated teams at 11-1. Hill back to pass again, and he's almost picked off. Broken up by Harrell that time.
It's all right. At least he's throwing with confidence now. He's 3 for 6 this quarter. 88 yards.
An impressive performance today by the Georgia linebackers, Tim. They lost John Allen in the first half. Torrey Evans came in, has done a fine job, been around the ball a lot, as is Harrell. Second down and 10. Under pressure. They tried to set up the screen that time to Freddie Bradley, but it was tipped away. 5:23 remaining in the game. It's 24-7, Georgia leading Arkansas. A crowd of 46,932 on hand today. The second largest crowd ever here at Independence Stadium. Third and 10. Botkin goes in motion. Hale completes it down to the 34-yard line to Browning. 9-yard pickup.
It's been a great week here in Shreveport. You know that? A lot of great people. Orvis Sigler, and Grant Coyne, the Tillers, Pat and Randy, they've been fantastic.
I was disappointed that you and I didn't run in that 10K. Honestly.
You didn't want to embarrass the field.
I wanted you.
I run, I leave potholes now.
Fourth down and 1. Jackson with a flag down is right at the marker. Depends on the spot. Corey Evans making the tackle.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So Trey Goff looking to even this series at 2-2 against Arkansas. Georgia now with 9 penalties, totaling 72 yards this afternoon. There's the chant. Suey Pig. Hill out to Keith. Lee Keith crashing his way to the 11-yard line. Keith with his second reception of the game.
They score here. They pull within 10, 4 minutes, 40 seconds left. 3 timeouts left. Any shot?
No such thing as a 10-point play in this sport. Keith goes out wide right. He'll be at the top of your screen. Freddie Bradley is the lone running back. This is Bradley on the counter. Freddie Bradley down to the 2-yard line. Charles Pledger finally hauled him down. And an 11-yard gain on that play by Freddie Bradley, the 5'8", 203-pound junior.
You know, after Arkansas beat Texas, David McWilliams, who was still coaching at Texas at that point, he said Arkansas doesn't run up and down the field on you. They just hang in there until the end, and then they beat you. And I think that could have happened today, except for all the turnovers, because they played pretty well, and the running game has been successful.
Turnover bug is bitten them big. Bradley shy of the end zone, but a flag on the play.
I've got an illegal shift.
So they'll move this one back. Well, it's ironic that Frank Broyles' team this year has had trouble scoring points. There's a bit of a reputation for being a good offensive coach.
You mean Jack Crow?
Jack Crow, pardon me.
Frank's here.
A friend of yours.
Absolutely. Used to be up in the booth here for ABC. It was fun hearing him the other day at the Minuteman luncheon they had here at Shreveport. They were the keynote speakers, Frank Broyles and Vince Stuhler. It's like battling banjos. They just went right back and forth.
A couple of college football legends. Crow actually spent 4 seasons as Pat Dye's top assistant at Auburn. At the conference in offense. Hill to pass on the fade pattern. And it's incomplete.
Outstanding coverage by Al Jackson. Just used his body and got in front of Keith and just kept him from the football. Watch how he controls Keith's speed by getting in front of him. All right, now he runs step for step, and he's in his hip pocket. Now jumps in front of him, looking for the football. That's legal. And slows up and just controls the speed of Keith.
That's a big mismatch in height, too. Keith is 6'3". Jackson goes just 6 feet. Hill back to pass again. Over the middle, incomplete. A catchable ball by Kirk Botkin, and he dropped it.
I was going to say it's another one of those Arkansas drives. They've gone 15 plays. Again, it's taken 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Last drive was 6:47, 6 minutes and 47 seconds, and didn't get anything out of it. This one they could have had Botkin held on. Hill knows it, too. Look at it.
More than a little disappointed.
That ball was catchable, as you said. He's got to make that catch.
Wade Hill is coming off his best performance in their last regular season game against Rice. That's for 177 yards. Third down. The blitz. Complete, but a flag down. And we might have a roughing the passer call. Browning was the receiver. Was pushed out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
Well, Hill's still standing. I wonder if it was a shot to the head. Personal foul against Georgia. Ray Goff says, I've seen enough. Let's end this thing.
He's upset about the penalties.
Yeah, shot to the head. That's what it was.
Did not do that.
No, Al Jackson came up. His hands are high. Well, see, Damon Ward puts his arms up like I didn't do anything. But the call was not on Damon. It was on Al Jackson, who came up with the hands high in the face of the quarterback, Hill.
Jackson can't believe it. Now it's going to be first down and goal. 3:38 remaining. Georgia leads Arkansas 24-7. And now Arkansas with some confusion as to who should and who shouldn't be in the ball game. Browning finally checks out. Keith in motion. A handoff to Price and another flag thrown.
Didn't get 5 yards.
Arkansas returns the favor. Jennings and Brewer went on the tackle that time on Price.
You know, for a lot of these guys, it's the last football game they'll ever play in their lives, organized football. A lot of the seniors that won't have a chance in the NFL. Some guys are squared away, though. Here's Mark Henry playing his last game. He graduated already in December.
Henry, an all-star, all-conference player.
He may get a shot. Probably will get a shot. NFL likes him a lot. He's 6'5", 273. He'll play somewhere. This won't be his last game. There he is, getting up over that football. Big old center.
First down and 8. Freddie Bradley, shy of the end zone, stopped at the 1 by Mike Jones. Mike Jones, as you mentioned, the brother of Sean Jones. Bradley, surprisingly not seeing a lot of action today.
Well, he really has had trouble learning the offense. And he's just now starting to feel comfortable with it. But a runner like that has to go instinctively. You can't be thinking about a lot of different things. Which direction, which foot to lead with, that kind of thing.
He's the deep back. And it's his ball. Over the top, but not into the end zone. This Georgia defense has really been stingy defending its end zone. They really have today.
Richard Bell, the defensive coordinator at Georgia's done an outstanding job all year. They've changed things. They work things. They play a lot of 2 deep A lot of zone. You won't see him pressing too much on the corners.
I know you don't forget about it.
But they're aggressive and they're solid fundamentally. Came into this game plus 11 in the giveaway takeaway category. 11 interceptions. And they've had 5 turnovers. They've gotten 5 turnovers in this game.
They've cut down on their yards allowed significantly from last year as Wade Hill turns to the sidelines and calls a timeout. So with 2:08 remaining, Hill's going to talk it over with Jack Crow.
Everyone has a dream, a vision deep inside.
When I decide to follow up on an investing idea, I need a broker who's ready when I am.
We make it easier to follow your own lead.
I can call Schwab at any hour, nights or weekends, get the information I need, even place an order to trade.
Always there to give you just the help you need.
Help yourself at Schwab today.
Does it take a major expedition to get something in your refrigerator? Would you say that finding things isn't exactly a piece of cake? You should explore Frigidaire Elite. Refrigerators so intelligently designed, they practically hand you what you're looking for. And are the most energy efficient we've ever built. After all, it's not just a fridge. It's a Frigidaire.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. This is the shave with 6 rich lubricants. This is the shave that reduces irritation. This is the shave. For less irritation, you've got the edge. Edge, proud sponsor of the NBA Most Valuable Player Award.
2:08 to play, 24-7. And a look at the current drive by the Razorbacks. 16 plays, 80 yards, using up 6:21 on the clock, but still no points to show so far. 3rd and goal. And Georgia turns them back again.
Boy, do you believe this? What a great defensive stand at the goal line by the Dogs.
Now, Georgia could have mailed it in right now. They could have mailed it in leading comfortably, but they haven't. Much to their credit. Dwayne Simmons making that tackle.
I think Richard Bell has these guys. It's a challenge now. Look at the line, gets that surge, and the linebackers fill. Here comes the guy over top. Oh, what a great play right there by Simmons, 42, the linebacker.
An all-SEC player. That'll be on the Georgia poster shot for next year.
He's the heat seeker. Let's see if he can do it again.
The D-Train. Touchdown, Edie Jackson.
How about that shot? Simmons and Edie Jackson shaking hands. There was a battle at the goal line. Those two went head-to-head.
Bit of a mutual admiration society.
Absolutely.
You
That's
got one.
fun. Oh, that's fun.
I'll give you one, he says.
81 yards, 18 plays, 7 minutes, 10 seconds, and Edie Jackson bangs it in.
Simmons was up in the air again, too.
Came down off the pile, went over and shook hands.
Arkansas going for 2 now. It's 24-13.
112 yards for Jackson today, 2 touchdowns.
Belt to pass, heavy pressure, and a flag down in the end zone as the pass falls incomplete for Botkin. Hill rolled out under heavy pressure. Couldn't find anybody. And it's against Georgia. You know, for a coach that's winning, he doesn't look all that happy, does he? Ray Goff from Moultrie, Georgia.
You know what he doesn't want is a breakdown in concentration, a breakdown in execution. As long as there's time on the clock and they're on that field, he wants everybody to give the effort and the execution to make this thing work.
Just the type of guy he is. You know, he was signed as a free agent out of college by the Denver Broncos, didn't make the squad, and gave back his signing bonus. Type of guy that he is. He says, I didn't earn it, so I decided to give it back. .119 remaining. A handoff to Jackson. And he punches it over. It's 24-15 now. Jackson doing a little pointing. I don't know why. They still trail by 9 points.
There's a place in North Louisiana they call Paradise. Sportsman's Paradise. Louisiana, we're really cooking. Give us a call.
Oh, man, we're really cooking now, man.
There was a time when aerodynamic design and agile handling would have been unheard of in a car this roomy. A time when a V8 that's more powerful and more efficient would have been simply inconceivable. But that was then, and this is now. The new Ford Crown Victoria. Have you ever wished the traditional could become the exceptional? Have you driven a Ford lately?
You're wondering why E.D. Jackson was pointing after he scored the two-point conversion. I want you to watch this now. This is after he scored the two-point conversion. Celebrates a little bit. All right, points. Now he starts to turn. Watch this. Gets a shot right in the mouth. Boom, right there. That's what he's pointing at.
You heard of the no-look pass? That's a no-look cheap shot. Charles Pledger saying hello. Todd Wright going to kick it off now for Arkansas as Georgia puts its hands team up front. Expecting the onside kick. Most of the 49,000 still on hand here. .119 remaining in the game.
Kill the kicker!
That gets a good bounce. But Georgia recovers it at the 45. Oh, it's time to just sit on the ball unless, I guess, these guys have been watching the Atlanta Falcons and start lateraling a little bit.
You know what? I got to tell you, that really was a dumb play when you think about football last night. Atlanta, all they have to do is fall on the ball. And, of course, the announcers of the game, Al and Dan and all the guys talked about it, Frank. But the clock could die off, and they're running around lateraling the ball, giving the Saints another chance.
I'm hoping it'll catch on in football. I like it.
Oh,
it may not be smart, but it's fun to watch.
Well, in that situation, it wasn't smart.
No.
Cal's situation, it was great. Stanford's situation.
Georgia will just sit on the ball. Hand it off up to the 42-yard line that time. Chris Wilson on the carry. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Jack O'Hara. Coordinating producer of ABC's College Football is Bob Goodrich. Today's game produced by Jim Ressler. Directed by Bill Webb. Our technical director, Rich Gelber. Our associate director, John Del Vecchio. Our unit manager is Lenny Nathan. Our technical operations manager, Mark Smith, and Jerry Reuter. Our assistant to the producer, Russell Brooks and Ronit Larone. Our statistician, Mike Swanson. Our spotter, always doing a great job, Bill Breslin. Our computer statisticians, Brian Gordon and Braxton Banks. Andrea Brandt is our booth coordinator, and our sideline coordinator is Doug Johnson. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. So on a gray, overcast Sunday afternoon in Shreveport, Louisiana, Eric Zeier and Andre Hastings team up to blow the Arkansas Razorbacks out of the water.
Mark Jones, Happy New Year to you.
You too, buddy.
It's been a fun year.
Frank Harvey on that carry.
Yeah. They don't want the year to end. Going to stop the clock with 52 seconds left, and Arkansas will take a timeout. That'll be their last.
Well, Tim, I don't know what you're doing on New Year's Day. You're probably going to be in New Orleans at that Sugar Bowl game, but I'm going to be on a couch watching the parade and then the Florida Citrus Bowl. California taking on Clemson at 1:30 Eastern time. And then the granddaddy of them all after that at 4:45, Washington against Michigan. Washington undefeated this season along with Miami. And then the USF&G Sugar Bowl, Notre Dame taking on Florida. I'm going to ask you, Tim, who do you like in that Washington game?
I think Washington will win it. I think they're vastly underrated. Michigan, of course, very, very strong football team. No question about that. But, you know, not many people have seen Washington around the country. And they're really, really strong.
I see Desmond Howard making some big plays on New Year's Day. He's just that type of player. There's Washington with a lot of speed. Here's Talley looking for a score, and he's got a man open. He underthrows him. And it's incomplete. It was broken up by Orlando Waters. You keep throwing to Waters' side.
He's had a tough day. He's had some great coverage and still got beat up pretty badly.
You know that Greg Talley is loving his last moment in a Georgia uniform. The senior from Valdosta, Georgia, will move on.
Why are they still throwing, though? Just run that thing. Run the clock out. It's 24-15 with 45 seconds left. And Arkansas has no timeouts left. I mean, come on.
Hey, they've been watching the Falcons. That's what happened. Never a dull moment. They punted away now. Stuart Saucy trying to hang it up. And a nice kick. It stops at the 8-yard line. It's down there. Hangs it up for a 29-yard punt. 35 seconds remain. As head coach Ray Goff will even his bowl record to 1-1.
I still say, and I believe this, that these two football teams are going to be very, very strong next year. There's so much young talent here. Boy, Zeier is something, isn't he?
I tell you, if there's more quarterbacks like that over there in Germany, it's time to get some scouts over.
I want to see some smiles on the faces on these sidelines. Golly, it's a bowl game. Have some fun.
Wade Hill goes to the air. Complete out to the 24-yard line for Lee Keith. And a look at the precocious freshman.
Yeah, what a day he had. 18-28, 228 yards. He hit his last 5 passes. Eric Zeier.
He's got a very special relationship with his head coach, Ray Goff. He goes in to talk about things on the field are bothering him. And even when things off the field are bothering him. Freddie Bradley out to the 33-yard line, and another flag on the far side of the field. 16 seconds remaining.
And it's against Arkansas. Earlier today, Dallas Cowboys beat the Bears, so they now advance. They'll play the Lions. Yesterday, we saw the Falcons advance. They play the Redskins. The Houston Oilers are beating the Jets right now.
Boy, you know, the Dallas Cowboys, a real story. Probably the comeback story of the year in the NFL. Jerry Jones and
well, it's been a couple
Jimmy
years
Johnson.
now. You know, Jimmy Johnson, I've done their preseason games the last couple of years. And Jimmy Johnson really took so much criticism, but actually believed in what he was doing. And Jerry Jones believed in Jimmy Johnson. and they just kept getting more and more talent, infiltrating the Dallas Cowboys with former Miami players, and it's worked well.
A couple of former Arkansas guys doing well.
Right now, they're young, they're brash, they're fearless, they're confident.
And this will be the last play of the game. Bell looking for a big one, and it's intercepted. And that pretty much tells the story of how things went on this Sunday afternoon for the Razorbacks. The final score again, the Georgia Bulldogs defeat the Arkansas Razorbacks by a score of 24-15.
Avec le temps des fêtes, nous revient la frénésie des Bulls américains. Ce que nous